ready to be
Yeah.
one of the Lord of the Rings? If anybody understands the Lord of the Rings, they'll understand Harry Potter, they will understand Stephen King, they will understand Moses, they will understand Jesus Christ, and many other legends, Krishna, and
Beowulf, right.
they'll figure out the secret of the history of the world. Here we are, the Lord of the Rings. Have you received the picture?
Wait, you're telling me that the
I've
Lord of the
sent you.
Rings, you're telling me the Lord of the Rings. Okay, I can get behind the idea that there's like hidden history in Lord of the Rings. But you're telling me that there's the secrets of the world in Lord of the Rings. That's where we're going? Okay.
Yes, it's for real. It's like I'll give you an example. It's like you, the main reason why you interview me is because I've got information,
Right.
and information is power. And then, as long as you can use that information, and if you use it in such a way in the following the secret, then you've achieved something big. And this is the secret of the Kabbalah. Yes, it's the secret of you can say the 33rd degree, and the 33 degrees is all over the Lord of the Rings.
Hmm.
And if anybody understands the secret of writing, and the secret of these things, it's in politics, and it's in all the lies of world history, because different countries tell lies about their neighbors' history. That's why many neighboring countries, they hate each other. Germany says France did this in the past, the Russians, the Ukrainians, the Americans, they have the history of fighting the English. Is any of this history actually true? You see? So that's the Lord of the Rings. Yes, I've
Right.
sent you the first picture. And now the thing is, the rings itself and the king of the rings. So many people see these things and they think it's actually, it's actually something special. But what is the secret of writing a great book?
Well, yeah, I
Yes,
guess that's the thing with C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien, right? So they were obviously doing weird religious conversations all the time. There's obviously way more to
that's what
them,
they
right?
want you to think,
Okay.
and that's what you did think.
All
Yes,
right.
it's because the thing is, this is not about weird religious things. Why will you make these movies? Like here is The Lord of the Rings. It's an amazing movie. Look at these things. Even the pictures, we all love it. It makes us think of Anglo-Saxon history, Celtic history. We seem to imagine. They want you to imagine it.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah. This is
and
the thing that they're protecting, that they're worried about having changed. Okay. All right. I'm interested.
who said they're protecting
No, I mean, like
something
all
so
these
that
people that
won't
are
turn?
worried about the Lord of the Rings right now, they're like, "Oh man, they're changing the Lord of the Rings." Well, isn't that ironic? Because the Lord of the
Yeah,
Rings is already a changed version of history. I mean, that's kind of the point.
yeah.
He took Beowulf and
Um,
he changed it. You know.
But the main secret is money.
Hmm.
Money is power. Power. You won't understand these things unless if you really want the money. Yes. So the thing is, just to make it easy for you, have you got the picture of the rings?
Yeah, I'm seeing the rings right now. So you've got a set of rings, 20 rings. Okay.
That's what you will think until let's be realistic. It's like if you want to know the secret of power, and the thing is, money is power. So that's why they write these books. That's why they wrote world history and falsified it. Many businessmen. Yes, and the things because money is power. Without money, you don't have power. Without cash, you can't go invade, Latin America, and create banana republics, or you can't invade the Middle East to steal their oil, or you can't invade, China in the future, just to make sure they keep making iPhones. Yes, at a very cheap price. You see. So now
Hmm.
this will tell you the reality of the Lord of the Rings. How many rings is there?
Looks like it says 20 rings, although I don't see 20 there. Is there 20 there? I guess there might be, yeah.
How many is there total?
I mean, am I supposed to count the rings or look at the number it says?
Okay, I'll send it to you easier from Wikipedia. How many rings is there? Now I've sent you a new page. Have you found it?
Okay, hold on, let me see here. It says that there are 3 rings for the elves, 7 rings for the dwarves, 9 rings for the men, additional ring, and the one ring was for Sauron himself. Okay. So 19
Yes.
rings. 19 rings. Okay. All right. 19 again.
Yes.
19 is the thing. It's always 19. Well, why did
Yes.
the other thing say 20? What's the deal with the thing you sent me earlier
Oh,
here that says 20
yes.
rings?
So there's 19 rings of power. You see?
Okay, 19 rings of power and the 1 is the okay, so 20 yeah. All right. 20 is
Yes.
19 and 0. Okay. There's 20 pieces. Makes sense.
Yeah. So there's 19 actually,
Yeah.
and then one of them is like the most powerful. It surpasses them all.
Yeah.
And so the thing is,
It's
if
like a
I
collection
mean,
of the 19 basically.
yes.
Okay.
And so the thing is, the people who wrote these books, they were great writers, and they
They?
and
You're saying it's not just J.R.R. Tolkien, it's like a team of ghostwriters
oh,
working?
don't worry about it. I will present a
Okay.
lot of evidence.
Okay. All right.
Yes, and it's $1 trillion business. All these mythology books and
Yeah, sure.
everything. So we'll go through it. So the thing is, if people don't understand the secrets of the Kabbalah or the secrets of the 33 degrees, these two things, if they don't understand them, they're never going to understand how people write a great book, how people are doing great things, great movies, how all these things work. So now, just to make it simple, um, I will make it simple to show an example. The thing is, what many people don't seem to understand is how everything works. And so the thing is, what we have is we have something known as the flower of life. Have you heard of it?
Right. Yeah, so the sacred geometric shape, the flower of life, like Euclidean flower of life.
Yes.
Okay.
So now the thing is, inside the flower of life, yes, the flower of life has one big circle around it. You could say that's to represent the sky around you or the earth, even if you want to say it's flat earth or around earth. Have you received the picture? Now, this is the flower of life. Now, inside the flower of life, there is like the three sixes, the 666. And to get the flower of life, what many people don't realize is that the flower of life must have 19 circles. Yes, the flower of life is made from simply 19 circles. And so the thing is, these 19 circles, when you make them three-dimensionally, yeah, you get when you make the perfect story, when you make the perfect business. So when
Okay.
you understand these codes, anything that you do, as long as you follow this 19 system, you can achieve the 33rd degree. Yes.
And
And
so if the
so
19
there's
together
19 circles.
is the 20 is a giant circle. So it's the one ring to rule
That,
the 19.
yes, I've
Wow.
sent you a new picture. You see, there's the 19 circles in the flower of life. Now they are inside a bigger ring or the one ring. And so the thing is, three-dimensionally, that forms it forms a cube. And if anybody understands um, masonry or Freemasonry, this is how the world works, or even in atoms and everything, even in the history books and everything that you will organize, even forging the history. It's like it's called squaring the circle or the square in the circle.
Hmm.
You see?
Right.
And the thing is, but let's not divert. If anybody wants to understand the secret, yeah, they could read my books. 33 Degrees goes into that in the higher level. Secrets of Kabbalah starts off from the 19. So that's what that does. But let's get back to this. Yes, so there's 19 rings. And so the thing is, there's an obsession with the number 19, throughout Tolkien's work. And so, for example, even with the updated reconstruction or many blogs people are making and the dates that they've calculated from events, um, for example, they're showing when Gandalf escapes from prison, he escapes on September the 18th, and then he arrives on. You could read it. This is a very great beginning.
So on September 19th, TA 3018, Tolkien uses the same story device when he has Gandalf arrive at Edoras seeking the aid of the King of Rohan on the wings of the magnificent Gwaihir. I forget the names.
Yeah. yeah, they make amazing stories. So now the thing is, notice that there was it's important to notice even the way the rings are. There are three rings for the elves or
Hmm.
the Trinity. Yes,
Okay.
there is seven rings for the dwarfs. Now, if anybody understands, the way the sky works and the heavenly bodies, yes, there's seven of them. You see, and then there's nine rings for men. That's something else. It's a long story, but September the 19th, many people have observed is what? September the 19th is, I've sent you a new page.
Gandalf the beggar, the of the third age, the day after Gandalf's rescue. It's the
Yes,
third age.
when,
Is it the beginning of the third age or what?
yeah, something like that. Um, but the thing is, notice the number 19.
Right,
So
right,
the
right.
thing is, yes, and there's important things that people don't realize. It's like it's not just there. It's in many places. Like when people examine um, a lot of history, what they're going to find are many of these things. We watch all these movies, we don't know what they're about. It's like, we just seem to think that they're related to Anglo-Saxon or Celtic something because we've been brainwashed to believe that these Celtic myths are something to do with England, Scotland, Germany, Scandinavia, the Vikings, and things like this. But, you know, actually, you'll find the same theme in this movie. You know this movie very well. Yes?
Harry Potter. Yeah, I mean, I've seen
Yeah,
it a few times. I've read the books. Yeah.
yeah. And then I don't know if you've noticed, but a very major theme in Harry Potter is what?
Magic.
No, I've sent you the new page. Anything
Oh,
that I ask
there's a new
will be
page.
in the new
Okay. Oh,
pages.
wow, 19 years. Really? That's the new
19
movie. It's
years
19 years
later.
later. Wow. Interesting.
Yes. This this is the major theme of Harry Potter's story. That there's that. So the thing is, many people are asking, why is it 19 years? Why is it 19 rings? You see. So the thing is, these authors, you know, the the person who wrote Harry Potter, I forgot her name. What's her name? She wrote many times after many years after what's his name Tolkien. Yeah. So the thing is, it is supposed to be 19 years after the defeat of the Battle of Hogwarts. So the thing is, but when people see these things, it's like it's amazing stories, but nobody's thinking, have these stories been created in such a way, one, to brainwash you, and two, it's been done in such a way. People will say Kabbalistically, the
Yeah,
Kabbalah
right.
is just
Even the like, 'cause it's in the books. Like in the books, the epilogue is that at the end of the books they show him at 37 years old. So then they make this movie and this whole thing. It's not just that they eventually came up with that.
19 years
It's
later.
from the beginning. It's 19 years later. That's like it's just
Yes.
phenomenally interesting, right? That's crazy.
Yes, and all these characters, Merlin, yes, he's holding his staff. Yes, Moses, and the Merlin, the magician. Moses was fighting, had a staff dealing with the other magicians and
Right.
other things in the time of
Yeah.
Pharaoh.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of
Yes.
people. This is the thing. Like a lot of people are like they're not into the Lord of the Rings or these movies unless they're into the Masonic kind of emotional heroic theater. It's not interesting unless you're interested in symbolism, right? Other the symbolism is
It's
clearly
not
the
just the
thing going on
symbolism.
here.
It's like we all love history, and then the thing is, because if we don't understand history, we don't know who we are. Yes,
Yeah, but the
it's in like
history of the Lord of the Rings is like wizards and stuff. I mean, that's the thing. Like people believe
well,
this
isn't that
basically.
the history of the Bible?
Yeah.
Pharaoh and his magicians, and Moses was a magician.
Yeah, the Christians were
Yes,
really into Lord of the Rings. I'll tell you that. They hated Harry
yeah.
Potter, but they loved Lord of the Rings.
Not just the Christians, the Muslims, the Hindus, the Buddhists, all of them,
They love
because
Lord of the Rings
all
too.
these, you have to remember Moses, and he had a stick like this Gandalf here, or Merlin the magician.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, and King Arthur. Yes, all these stories.
Yeah, there's
So this
definitely kind of like a druid, like anti-Catholic. Am I wrong? Like, what's the
ah,
vibe
now
here?
that you've mentioned the Druids,
Right,
okay, it's because
the
many people.
reclaim of the whole aesthetic, and then they can say what they think it's about or what they want you to
Yeah,
believe it's
yeah, they
about.
they
Right.
say they say that what do you call it? Merlin might have been a druid and things like this. Yes. So the thing is, what is the reality is. Um, so when we look at Gandalf, let's have a look at all these things to do with you know, the druids. Yes, and the thing is, the story of King Arthur is based around the druids. It turned up around the time of the reign of King Stephen of England, and things like this. But the main thing that we have to notice is we can all become a druid or a magician or a magician priest. But soon people are going to realize all this history is a joke and a lie, unfortunately. Yeah, I want you to see. I want you to read this. This is the real history of the Druids, what they're telling us, but nobody really examines this. What do you know?
I mean, I don't know anything
It's
about female druids. I'll tell you what. What, it took a druid 19 years of study to gain their necessary knowledge and skills. Okay.
to
According
become
to
a
White
Druid.
Rose, 19 years.
It's not according to it's all of them. Even Caesar himself. Have a look at the next page. Read this next one, and you'll be shocked.
Caesar himself left us an account that it took a novice in druidry 19 years of preparation to become a druid. 19 years.
Yes, yes. So the thing is, whoever wrote the history of the Middle Ages knew this. Number 19. They knew that it took 19 years if the Druids really existed. You see? So the thing is, then they put the same thing, the 19 rings, in Lord of the Rings. They put it in Harry Potter. Um, what's it called? 19 years later. And Stephen King, I did a video about that um, with what's his name, Nachiketa. But many people will understand this. If they understand, if they understand, if they read my books, basically. Yes. The thing is, but the thing is, it's scary when one compares Stephen King, yes, and if you compare it to Lord of the Rings and many other things, and what you will find is that there is a strange place um, in Stephen King's books
Stephen King's
and other
obsessed with
things.
19. I mean, I get that he'd probably be into druidry and Lord of the Rings, but if he saw into the Kabbalah, like, I mean, I don't know. Let's give him some. I'll be interested. I'd love to give Stephen King more credit than I am because, like, on Twitter, he's just an old Kamala Harris supporter. That's all he really is on Twitter. But if he's into the number 19, I'd like to see that.
They're all part of it, unfortunately, because they all know the secret. Yes, and so the secret of the 33rd degree and the secret of the Kabbalah.
Yeah, how
Yes,
else are you gonna get
they all.
engagement, right? Yeah, good point.
Yeah. So the thing is, it's like Stephen King, The Dark Tower. 19 is the keystone. It is the key. It is the secret. If anybody understands this, yes, then they'll understand the secrets of success. It's because they wrote these books, they know what makes them successful. Well, while you're reading it or while you're watching the movies and while you're doing other things, realize you don't seem to realize these things. The number 19, um, uh,
The
there is a
Metonic
secret of this.
cycle, right?
Yes. Have you found it? What is 19 in the Dark Tower series for Stephen King, one of his most successful and famous
The
series?
phenomenon is somewhat explained, saying the Keystone world, one of two worlds in the Dark Tower multiverse where time can flow in only one direction, the other being Roland's world of the All world, has the Ka of 19. I guess Ka is like the soul of 19, like
Magical
Egyptian,
number.
the magical number.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So the thing is, the number 19 is I've sent it to you here from StephenKing.com itself. is a magical number in the Dark Tower series.
Hmm.
It's like it's a secret.
Hmm.
Yes, and so once people understand this, they will understand how atoms work, how the universe works, how water works. If people watch, if you just throw a stone into the water, yes, stone into water, yes, you will notice how it forms like the flower of life. And then if you pay attention carefully, yes, um, um, the, if you pay attention carefully, then you will find the 19 if your eyes can observe it. You don't need to be a genius in this, but if you observe it carefully, then you will understand and notice it's the circle, the one great circle. Yes,
Hmm.
like the circle in the sky.
Okay.
And notice it's going round. Yes,
Right.
and
Right.
in the
Right.
center, yes. But this it's a secret, so for now, so I'll leave it for some other time. Yes, keep people in suspense. Yes, but if they want a shortcut to understand this circle and things, it's in these two books. Yes, it's in these two books. If anybody who's read them both cannot say they don't understand it, I put it in the most simplest way. Yes, but the thing is, yes, are you not beginning to see there is something wrong? There is something wrong.
Well, what's the wrong part? I mean, it seems like you've got a group of people, like you said, that are good at engagement farming and are aware of the secret, or and the secret seems to be about the sacred geometry that can be repeated, right? Actual repeatable experiments, and those focus
Yes,
on math, and so 33 and 19, it's like 2D and 3D
it's not just the maths, it's a reality.
and
The thing
5D,
is, many
right?
people have never studied atoms, never studied anything. They don't understand. They've just led a simple life, and they want to know who we are, where we came from, where we're going. Unfortunately, they've modified history. They've made all these myths and everything, but and so we don't understand things unless if we check. We're being lied to. So there's 19 initial rings that were, you know, um, these are the rings of power, you see. So if
Right.
anybody understands these 19 and you can control this 19, then you become like Merlin or like Gandalf or like Moses, or you're following their example. It's because you've understood and you've learned it. So and once you understand and learn it, um, so the thing is, once you understand and learn it, it's like you cannot not know it anymore. You see. So the thing is, if anybody studies, for example, in Judaism, you can call it the Kabbalah. Yes. So when somebody thinks of the word Kaaba, you well, before we go into the Kabbalah, in Judaism, yes, Judaism is a smaller religion. It's not as big as Christianity or Islam. Christianity and Islam are both beautiful. I like them. Now, Judaism is small. It's not a question of big. Yes. And the thing is, but the way it's been designed, the way it's been designed what you could say kabbalistically or according to universal rules of how the universe functions. So whoever designed this prayer system has done it pretty well. I want you to see. There is the prayers every day. Yes, like you know the word Amida by now, Mahamida, the Buddha, Amida, Buddha, or Mita, and all these other things. But how many prayers in the Amida, in the Jewish prayer, basically every day?
19. So there's a 3 paragraph praise, 13 of petition, and another 3 of thanksgiving, collectively 19.
Yes. So notice there is the three for praise and three for thanksgiving. That's the three and the three, which is the 33. Yes,
Right.
so the thing is, whoever arranged it has mathematically arranged it to match with the universal principles of science. And many people won't understand this. They'll think, what is he on about? It's like if you study history. When we study history, what we will find is they've given us some bogus history of Plato, Aristotle, and all these things. And there's that great professor from Russia, Professor Anatoly Fomenko. And so what he does he shows that the original religion, him and Professor Nosovsky, this is a chart that I think Nosovsky and Fomenko drew, or maybe just Nosovsky. What they show is that the ancient Christian religion, or the ancient Muslim religion, or the ancient Hindu religion, the ancient Jewish religion, the original religion was actually based on science, the science of the universe, the Kaaba and the Allah of the universe, the Kabbalah. Yes. So that's why the Amida prayers, yes, Mita means sweet in Hinduism. Yeah, it's a beautiful prayer system that they've created, and whoever created this, yes, many people know that the Vatican has had influence, in falsifying religion in Christianity and in Islam and
In
in
history,
Judaism,
right?
but um, there's been many independent Jewish rabbis in the early 20th century and the late 19th century who checked this model, and they finalized the model. Of course, many people are going to say it's older, but the thing is that they've set this system to be scientifically the best system. Now, many people want to understand how can this 19 be the best system? Because what people don't understand is that when you look at your clock, it's got 12 hours and it's got 24 hours. Now, you will not understand, but that's actually, the clock was actually produced based on this science of the number 19. That's in my book, Secrets of Kabbalah. And then all the other symbols in all the other religions, in Hinduism, in Chinese religions, everything, it's all based on this number 19, believe it or not. Yeah. So the thing is, in Judaism, they've got this 19 prayer system. So the thing is, it's a beautiful system. They pray to just God. They don't have anybody else in the middle. And it's one of the best systems. It's not a question of if there's so many people following it. Like Christianity has a beautiful system. Even if the churches are not united, especially the Protestant ones, today, yeah, what I like about the churches is that they actually help people who've got drugs problems, who've got alcohol problems. You can go to any church, they're very friendly and they'll help you and they'll welcome you. I mean, Islam has also got a nice system. It's like you could basically say that every mosque in the world is an embassy. You could go to any mosque anywhere in the world and they're open 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning because of the prayer time to do with the sun, which is based on the 19 system. Yes? 19 and the 33rd degree. It's like Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish festival. It's right now, it's this week. And many people don't actually know that the sun, the moon, basically, you can't see it. It's a bit more deeper, but you can't see it for 3 days during the month. And when there is a full moon, you can see the full moon basically for 3 nights. Well, not the very full moon, but most of it. So that's another 33. So when people understand these things, they will understand what is success. And then once you understand the mathematics and you're used to it, you apply that in your life instead of the superstition that many people are saying, this is the Kabbalah or that. It's nothing difficult. It's one of the most easiest systems ever. Yes. And most writers know it. In fact, let me show you an example and you're going to think, oh my God, I had no idea that when you see this, you're going to think, I had no idea. And you'll think, why don't anybody know this? Most of the best news reporters who are the writers for all the companies, they all know this information and other things. But I'm surprised that the world itself, the average person, doesn't know these things. Why they don't know, I have no idea. But the thing is, it's a mistake that people don't know. Let me just find it and I'll send you. But do you know what makes a good piece of writing in work or in university or anywhere else? Do you know?
Descriptive language. What do you think?
No, no. The secret rules. And the
Okay.
thing is, once people know, yes. And the thing is, what do you call it? Once people know, then the thing is, you will become a masterpiece. To even understand Shakespeare. Once you understand the secret, you will understand Shakespeare. You will understand everything. Yes, and then you will know that Shakespeare is even a forgery written only in the 19th century. And so here is, you could see, Mark Twain will tell you himself, the mastery of art or the mastery of writing anything, even financial reports or essays or proper documents. What do you find? What are the rules, or what is the secret? What is the secret, Andreas? The
Mark
secret
Twain
of the
says
Holy
there are
Grail.
19 rules governing literary art. Well, if Mark Twain says it, my God.
Mark Twain is one of the best writers ever.
Yeah, no, I love his work.
Huckleberry
I'll
Finn.
admit that. It's really symbolic stuff. A lot of symbolic language.
Yes, but the thing is, now you're beginning to see how many rules are there? What is
Well,
the secret of making great literature or
well,
art?
19,
What is the
Dave.
secret?
some say
19 is the
some say
secret.
22, which is great because I mean, it's one of my friends to know. 19 is great, but
Ah,
I think
yes,
23 is
yes,
coming.
yes. Some say 22.
Yeah.
The thing is,
I want to know what
the
the
thing
other
is,
rules are, though. I want to know the
yeah,
19 before I worry about the
yeah.
22.
You could say, if you want to know about that, how it goes from 19 to 22. It's because there is the three extra for the 3 days and 3 nights that Jesus Christ. Once you start understanding these things, that's why it's a secret, the 33 degrees. Many people have said, in fact, many people have said these two books are expensive. Yes, it's because the information, people could study it for years and they won't understand. And once you understand the secret, you will understand when you're reading the media, when you watch the news, when you watch anything, you will understand if it's true news or if it's fake, if they're trying to just get your attention. Because the media channels, they need to fill their space every day. I mean, that's why they banned Russia Today in England, for example. Yes, Russia Today, I like the channel. It's a beautiful channel. It gives out lots of information. But of course, it's giving out a lot of propaganda for Russia. Indeed. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's like the thing is, the BBC, I love the BBC. Maybe you won't like it, but it gives out a lot of propaganda for England. For
Right,
me,
yeah.
I like it very much.
Yeah, a little
Yes.
bit propaganda is
The thing
fun,
is,
right?
yeah, and then you've got the big three channels. I forgot, is it ABS or CBS or NBS and CNN, Publicum Sports. You've got the four big channels over there. In
Yeah.
the American ones, they give American propaganda. But the thing is, in England, they don't mind American propaganda because, the thing is, England and America help each other. Same like the Russians and the Chinese help each other. I
Everybody's
mean, I like
upset
Russia
that
Today.
Kermit the Frog, that RT thing does. Yeah, it's true. They all get upset about this. That's true.
No, I like it, but the truth is, the thing is, even if there is a world order, and at the top they're together, but in the medium side and everything, there's
Yeah.
many divisions.
We should
And
start
of
calling it the
course,
Legacy World Order because it's so old now, right? Like,
yeah.
how long can you
But
be new?
the thing is, I'm going to be honest to you. Yes, the thing is, I do know. Yes, in our side of the world, there's many wealthy people and people in governments who are doing things that are bad. They're making money from money laundering, drugs,
Aw,
weapon sales, and even in the media.
shame on them.
But Russia, a bigger. But the worst thing is, yes, Russia Today. It's a good channel, but they used to have every documentaries every day, and what they were doing was something whereby it made people become paranoid in Western countries, whereby people could become violent or actually, cause instability in our side of the world. When we've got a beautiful side of our side of the world is actually beautiful compared to, let's say Central America, South America, the Caribbean. You know what I mean? Or compared to the middle parts of the Middle East, half of it, parts of Africa, about half of it, and large parts of Asia. I mean, we've got food, we've got water, we've got many things, and I don't want our societies to break down. And the way Russia today has been doing things, unfortunately, they say things that will encourage the breakdown of law and order, the basics. It's like you could be a conspiracy theorist and everything. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind that. But the thing is, the breakdown of law and order, I do mind that. Yes. I said this to you last time. I did not like, people throwing bricks at police
Yeah,
officers. You know
we're
anyone?
you and me. We're very different people. That's true.
No, in England, shall I be honest to you, police officers are so nice. You'll find thousands of videos where people question the police here. They say, oh, no, you can't do this. You can't even ask me my name. People do these things and everything. Of course, some people push it a bit too far. If you see these videos, you know, when the police ask you your name, just be nice and whatever. Give your name. You know, let's help the law. Yeah,
Why?
and then
Why?
people are saying, hey, crime is going up. The police
Why?
don't do
Why?
their job.
Why are they asking your name? What's the context?
Uh, uh,
Sorry,
English
I'm an American, you know? Like I'm
in America, it's
staunchly
different. In America,
ideologically
it's
an
different.
American.
But I guarantee to you that more than 90% of the police are very good in England. Of course, they
Okay.
can't solve
Sure.
crimes that
Doesn't
well.
have anything to do with
Yeah,
why are they asking your name.
yeah. No. Sometimes if
You
you're
know,
near a
this is
crime
like a
scene or something,
Kantian thing. It's like if an SS officer is asking you, "Do you have a Jew in your basement?" You know, do you answer? What do you answer? Right? You
oh,
say,
that's
"Get the
different
fuck off
about
my
the basement.
porch."
Do they have a warrant? Do
No,
they
you just
not?
yeah, like
The-
you just say, "Get the fuck off my porch." That's all you do.
yeah,
It's my
yeah,
property.
but
You don't have to answer
yeah,
them yes or no. That's their
yeah.
game.
Those things are different. No, I'm saying in a
So you don't have
crime
to give them your
scene in
name.
England. I'm saying on the road. The thing is, in the road, many people are
Yeah.
actually abusive to police officers.
Right. I think
The
that's
thing
a
is,
good point. Like if you're in and this is a sad truth about like the roads, like it's no longer the
you've
commons. It
seen
used to
it
be
in
the
these
commons.
videos on Instagram, on
Yeah.
TikTok.
Well,
People are uploading it.
but
Yeah,
there's an ideological thing there too. Like up until the DMV took control of the American road system, a lot of land used to be considered the commons, and so you had rights in the commons. And then they decided that driving wasn't a right; it was a privilege. And so all of a sudden they created a place where they transferred the property into the Department of Motor Vehicles, right? So by doing that, they set it up that anytime you're on that property, you're essentially a serf, like on the highway, like you are in Britain. And that wasn't the way it was before. It used to be that you were a free citizen,
those are separate
right?
individual cases.
Yeah.
I'm talking about in England. In America, it's a totally different case
Yeah,
because you know
it's
the
just like
police.
Britain now. You're saying it's basically that if they ask you, you're on their property. If you're in a master's
No. The
domain,
police
you
are not
follow the
so.
master's rule.
They're very friendly. They're so
True.
polite. You know, saying like, "Hi, how you doing?"
Yeah.
And saying, "Guys,
No, it's like the
they."
TA
Shall I be honest
TSA.
to you? I'm not going to lie to you. The last time, the the last time I saw police being on bad behaviour was like 20 years ago, more than this. These days, the police in England, anyway, are so
Yeah,
nice.
no, I sympathize. I feel bad for a police officer. I'm just saying that in the circumstance where someone's asking your name, they should have a reason, right?
I
Like
mean,
that's the
in
thing.
America, the police beat you up and things. I've seen the
If
videos
someone's asking you your name, you
online.
should say like, "Do I have the permission to leave? Like, am I free to go?" You should say,
Yeah,
"Am I free to
but
go?" You know.
sometimes, let's say there's a rape or there's a murder, the police won't tell you, or a stabbing, and because they don't want people to get afraid, they'll stop people, say, "What's your name?" Things like this or something like that. But some people take it the wrong way. In England now, many people have started behaving like in America because they're watching these American videos. But
Yeah.
anyway, I still don't agree with throwing bricks at the police, no
No,
matter
yeah,
what.
absolutely.
Yes,
I agree with that.
no matter
Yeah.
what.
You
I'm
should
sorry
always be
about that.
respectful and model
You know,
respect and behavior
and
because they have
yeah,
guns.
the
Sure.
thing is, yeah, because the police I think are very nice. Anyway, check this out. So
Because
now
they're
I'm
not.
going
They
to
have
do this a
guns.
bit faster. Yeah, you could read these very fast, then you'll start to get the message. The Fellowship of the Ring.
Okay. So the ring turns
Yeah.
20, 19. December 19th is when it was released. Of course, it had to be done. I remember
Yes.
that. I remember that day. Yeah, December 19th. Crazy.
December the 19th.
Yeah,
Yes.
it
And
was
you
like
could
right
find
as
many,
school was ending. It was like, Christmas break
yeah,
was happening.
you
Yeah.
could, and online, you could buy many amazing souvenirs like the Lord of the Rings statue. It's 19 centimeters. Some people have designed these. Oh no, the companies that are
Of
doing this,
course.
maybe they know the secret. It's because if you know the secret, many people don't know. It psychologically affects you. Now here is the Fellowship of the Ring. Yes, so now you know it was 19th of December 2001. Now the Two Towers was released on the check the dates, and you will notice these things aren't accidental. The Two
Hmm.
Towers was released on the date.
Wait, The Two Towers is also released on December 19th, right? Or wait, no,
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 sorry,
no.
I'm a couple pages back. Okay, so the December 19th, 19 centimeters, December 19th. What? I'm seeing the same thing. The Two Towers. Oh, December 18th, 2002?
Yes, and the Return of the King.
December 17th? What?
Yeah. So,
No!
so the
1918,
the
17?
series,
What?
yeah, 17,
Why?
18, and then
Oh wait,
19 to
there's got
get
to
to
be a
the.
reason. There's got to be. Is there a coincidental
Of course,
reason?
there is.
No, is there a, like a come on? Is there a layman reason? Is there a plebeian reason? Like, is it that
Right.
Friday every year
So
Friday is
now,
moving? Like, what's the
no,
deal?
there's more. It's like that's why if people understand the clock, the 24 hours is based on
1918,
19.
17? That's just so weird. How do you get away with
Yeah,
that?
but the thing is,
How do
once
you
you
hide that?
understand that the clock that you use, 24 hours, is based on 19. When you figure that out, yes, that it's the 19, then the thing is you will understand the dating and the calendars, and you will understand special spiritual days. Yes, you will become a real druid, not the fake
This is
ones.
ridiculous,
Yes,
right?
it's like Rosh Hashanah
Okay.
is this week. It's a spiritual time.
So, but you
It
think
doesn't
the
matter
Druids actually like? Because
if
like
you're
I thought
Jewish
the
or not.
Druids' information was like stolen by the Vatican and
They
hidden.
didn't exist.
Yeah,
They didn't
right.
even
Yeah,
exist,
or
and
more to the point. Yeah,
unfortunately,
like it's complete. The point is anything that they're talking about they're just all made up, right? Like that's kind of the point. Like anything new
yeah.
at
Well,
all.
anyway, check
Right.
some of
Okay.
these major items out. So the statue of Saruman, yes, that one
Yeah,
I've sent it to you.
looks
How
like a
big is it?
druid, old British guy from the 70s.
Yeah,
Totally. Right.
19 centimeters. So
Yeah.
many companies who are involved in this, and the
All
Lord of the
19.
Rings, when it came out on theaters, it
June
officially
19th.
opened when?
June 19th.
Do you know what?
June
Are you
19th.
sure?
It's just like every
Maybe.
time. Every time.
Yes. So the thing is, of course, there are things that are not 19 centimeters and not 19 whatever, but some of the main collectible things like the statue of Gimli, that's 19 centimeters if you want to buy it, these things.
Hmm. Hmm.
So the thing is, then we have Amazon's Lord of the Rings series finally came out. Yes? Yeah.
Hmm.
And the thing is, Amazon series. The thing is, I don't. It came out on what day?
December 19th. Oh wait, no, this
No,
is the
no,
next
no.
one. The next one.
You've got it
The
there.
new Amazon showing the Ring of Power thing. It came out on January 19th. Wop wah.
Yes, yes.
So they're trying really
So,
hard
so,
with that. Like there's no way. Like that's
no,
probably the
so
only thing
whose
that
day?
ties the new Lord of the
Whose
Rings.
day?
That's the only thing that
Wait,
ties it to the Lord of the Rings is that it's on 19. That's basically the only thing. That's crazy.
wait. What people don't understand is the theaters are different companies compared to the movie makers. Amazon is a different company. It
Yeah.
means all these different people who know the secret, they're making money from it.
Yeah.
You see,
True.
from the musicals, from the statues, from the gifts, everything you're buying. Why did it come out in theaters? The Theatre Royale, yes, with its official premiere on the 19th of June 2007. They know why. So do I. Once you understand the secret, yes, that is the 33rd degree. Yes. So the thing is, then we also have the Lord of the Rings musical. Have you heard of that?
Made a musical? No, I did not know. I know
Yeah.
that the Beatles wanted to. I never knew that they actually had one.
It's the thing is because it makes so much money, and the thing is, people go to see these musicals, theaters, plays, shows, dramas. It's interesting, these things. So the thing is, the thing is, the thing is, the show, when you check out the entire thing, in 2013, Playbill announced that the show is going to be revived for a tour in 2015. So, and they didn't announce, they never got around to doing the proper world tour, but they said they wanted to do it in 2015. So, in the end, in 2023, they started a 12-week theatre show of Lord of the Rings, the musical. So, but by 2024, the Watermill production was announced to be making its North American premiere at the Shakespeare Theatre in Chicago to start from 19th of July to the 1st of September. And from there, the production went on an international tour. You see, they failed in 2013, they failed in 2015, and they failed after it was done in Berkshire in the United Kingdom. So
So you
when
kind of feel
they
like
actually
maybe they
got
made the movie like 1918, 17 just because like they're trying to find that secret, you know? They're trying to figure out when exactly they can put it out, and they think 19's. That's so sad, man. So basically, is it just a terrible musical or what? I mean,
oh, okay, soon you're going to get it's getting worse. What I'm going to
all
show
right,
you.
yeah, because
So
at
now
first,
we have
this
this
is
book.
like at the beginning when you told me and I didn't believe you. Like, this is one of the few times this has happened, right? Where you've said, now you should start to feel like things are getting, there's something wrong, you know? And normally I don't feel this way, but here you go. There's something wrong with this. That's
Yeah,
exactly the right way to put it.
if people look at our previous interviews and go through them, the 19s in Donald Trump, the 19s in
Yeah,
Obama,
as it
the
should
19,
be.
yes,
There's something about
because
this.
you are going to use this ring, you're going to use this 19. You will become one of the Lord of the Rings if you
Oh
understand the
man.
secret.
Oh man, so this is really
Yes,
interesting too because you're tying in all these authors that are really into this stuff too.
yes. Now you're
Terry
beginning to
Pratchett,
see.
Stephen Donaldson.
Yeah,
Terry
I
Pratchett
didn't
is
want to talk.
Terry
Yeah,
Pratchett's
now
like the
you're beginning to.
encyclopedia of all this lore, right? And he like died of
Yeah,
going insane while he was writing it
well,
all
now you're
down. Yeah.
beginning to see why, like there's people who commented saying, I don't understand why David's book 33 Degrees, Secrets of the Kabbalah, why they're expensive. It's because this is such a very big thing. This is the secret of the Kabbalah. This is the 33rd degree. It takes people years to learn this information. I mean, everybody who's listening, they didn't know this information until they watched this video. Anyway, so here is the story. After the King, this was compiled in honor of Tolkien. So this was compiled by some other people, Martin and Jane Yolen and Martin Greenberg. So they made a lot of money out of this because they knew the secret. So how did they write this book uh, after the King? They wrote it in honor of Tolkien. You could read it out.
Well, it
It's
says,
loaded.
yeah, so after the King, stories in honor of J.R. Tolkien in a Festschrift anthology published to celebrate the centenary of J.R. Tolkien's book. The book contains 19 short stories of fantasy and fiction, all including an
Yes,
introduction role that
you
includes an introduction
basically
role of Tolkien
understood.
for the genre. Yeah.
As long as you follow the system and the rules, you it's successful. You
Hmm.
don't follow it, you're going to fail. This is what it is. That's what the secret of the Kabbalah is. That's the secret of the Holy Grail. That is the secret of the Lord of the Rings. That is the secret of they've gone to the land of 19. That is the secret of the 19 years in Harry Potter. You
Well,
see? And
so
then the thing,
like Terry Pratchett, like that just sticks out, right? Because I kind of like those books, right? Discworld. I don't know if you ever read Discworld, but in the light fantastic, like there's literally a
it,
joke about numbers. It's about the number 19. It talks
yes,
it talks about like a
yeah,
number
it,
that makes people really feel as if they're in the presence of an important number. Like that's like the whole point.
yes, it's not just a number. But anyway, let's move on. Yes, so have a look at this. Now, this is the book Lord of the Rings. Now, when the book Lord of the Rings was published, they've got some beautiful pictures inside that book. Like you could see the book covers. They're very beautiful, artistic. Many people love these books. Now, you could read the bottom paragraph of the new page I sent you, and then you will understand why the pictures are beautiful and how they designed them. It's not just the number. It's like the way you design it has got to do with the mathematics, with the other numbers 17, 23, 26, 27, 15, 13. Once you understand the secret of these numbers, you become successful. Read the last paragraph. It's very interesting.
So the text of this edition has been fully corrected and revised. Um,
in
in collaboration
collaboration.
with Christopher Tolkien and is accompanied by 19 watercolor paintings by Alan Lee. 19.
Yes, you see. So this is when Tolkien died. Yes. So Christopher Tolkien, I forgot who he was. Someone from his family, I forgot. Yes. And so the thing is, they knew the secret, whoever this Christopher was, and the person who did the watercolors, they knew the secret too. Yes. So they made sure that there was 19 watercolor illustrations. You see? Yes. You see? So Alan Lee is the person who did these pictures. So he knew the secret. He knows how the secret works. You see? Yeah. So the thing is, we see these people, and like here is Alan Lee, or is this Christopher? Yes, Alan Lee. Yes, he was given the honorary Tolkien
Hmm.
things and things like this. So the thing is, look at these pictures; they're amazing. If people check through what they've done, but the thing is, you know, they knew it had to be 19 pictures. You see? It's like if you do it properly and you understand the code of how the market works and everything, then you're going to make money. Now they've lied about the history of Tolkien. Yes, because a lot of people have started to realize Tolkien didn't write these books. Now, here you can start off from the beginning. What do we know about Tolkien? Yes, the final paragraph. Yes, about J.R.R. Tolkien. At
Where does it say this? 19 watercolor. 19 at
no,
19 years old, he began to study English language and literature at Oxford. Right, right, right.
yes. So that was the very beginning. You see? Yes, and that's the very beginning that we know about Tolkien. We're going to go through major things. People will have to arrange this themselves because I didn't put it in an order. Yes, but let me just send you the next page. Um, the next page. So, for example, Tolkien's written a book called The Hobbit. Yes. Have you heard of The Hobbit? Bilbo Baggins, The Hobbit. You know
Right.
this book?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just sorry. I was
Yeah,
just trying
it's
to
a
read
very
this here. Yeah, it's The Hobbit. There and Back Again. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
children's novel. Okay.
Don't bother reading that part. Read the next page I'm sending you. That will explain to you about The
19,
Hobbit.
19
Even his that
chapters.
yes. Now other books don't have 19 chapters. It's like in different books because no, I will give you an example. It's like when you put the 19 and you make the square out of the circle three-dimensionally, you can have the book to have 33 chapters or 15 or 17. And the 19 could be that there's 19 characters, or the main introduction or the main plot could be based on the 19. So it's all based on the 19, and you've got to square the circle. Now, when you square the circle, this is when you turn it into the 33rd degree. You see? Yes, you see. So the thing is, but anyway, when we read about Tolkien, so now this is an explanation of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. So The Hobbit was his first book, yes, first published novel, and it wasn't part of The Lord of the Rings, but it was later. Yes, The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings took place in the Third Age. You remember what date was the Third Age? 15, 16, 17, or what? What number? The third age of the Middle Earth.
19.
Yes, you remember. We've already mentioned this. Yes, so the thing is, the story is set on the 19th. Yes, so now we'll soon.
It was like 30,
On,
19, right? Something like that.
yes, so the thing is, but the main thing is, nobody thought that the Hobbit would be connected to the Lord of the Rings, and nobody thought he's going to write more or any other things. Yes. So what we find out, they told us Tolkien wrote many letters, and a very special letter which explains, yes, which explains the next project after the Hobbit. Yes, the story will be found in letter number what?
Sent to Stanley Unwin regarding the project, The Hobbit. He briefly discussed Father Christmas, the manuscript, the Quintus Silmarillion, and the Guest of Baron and Luthen. Letter 19.
Yes, it's called number 19. Yeah, so if anybody reads that letter, they'll realize that The Hobbit, after that, Tolkien was planning to basically do the further projects. But now The Hobbit, the first edition of The Hobbit. Yes, because now by Tolkien, his first ever published novel, because it's so special. So now that you're going to auction it, what is the date that you will auction this book? Because it's going to make you a lot of money.
Probably the 19th of something. Looks like May 19th. Okay. Checks out.
Right? 2024.
This
Yes.
year. Yeah.
So even when you're doing business, the thing is, yes, if you understand these things, then the thing is, when you do business and you understand the secrets, you will follow this 19 to 33 system, because this is the system that God created. Many people will think, what's he talking about? If they read my two books, they will understand this. So now here we have The Hobbit. Yes. And so The Hobbit, the main book, not these days, they've got updated versions. The main Hobbit book, how many black and white illustrations did it have? By Eric Fraser, who did these pictures back in the days.
It had to be 19, right? Like, where we're going.
Are you sure?
Where we're going.
You already know the answer?
There ain't no other numbers left. That's all there is to it. 19 black and white pictures by Eric Fraser, illustrated for each chapter.
Yes. And the thing is, when we're children, when we're young, we're being indoctrinated.
Yeah.
We're being brainwashed, preparing us for this 19. And this 19 is the ring of power, the biggest ring of power, if you understand it.
There's just so many levels of it's an onion, 19 onion, all the way down.
You can't go beyond the line.
Turtles all the way down. 19 layers.
Yes. So now the thing is, they're telling us lies about Tolkien's life.
20
they know
turtles,
you
19
can't check.
layers. Oh my gosh.
So now Tolkien was a genius. I want you to tell me.
Was he a genius? I mean, he just seems like he read Beowulf, right? That was kind of the vibe. He learned some stuff.
Yeah, tell me about his life.
I mean,
about Tolkien's life.
Well, I mean, like, wouldn't the joke be to say, well, he's a product of Oxford?
Okay. Let's see what the production became. You can read it now. Tell me what the production is.
All right. Let's see. 19 languages that he learned. He probably created 19 languages too.
Yeah. So the thing is, he learned 19 languages. Yeah. Oh, people believe this history. You see? Yes. And so the thing is, many people will say that when Tolkien did The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, yes, that he based it on the story of the Wisdom of Solomon. And they're saying that this is an old document. But then when we check this so-called Wisdom of Solomon, yes, the Wisdom of Solomon that they say is a book from the Middle Ages or something, yes. The Wisdom of Solomon, could you describe this book? I've sent you a new page. Describe this book, The Wisdom of Solomon.
Wisdom of Solomon.
Or the secret.
Yeah, do you want me to tell my opinion? It's a Catholic edition of the Bible, but it has 19 chapters and is something that caught Tolkien's eye, apparently. Okay.
Yeah, and the Orbis Terrarum occurs.
Wisdom of Solomon is really like supposed to be from the goddess, side of the Tetragrammaton, because it's Asherah. Right?
So now if you want to understand the Tetragrammaton, yes, is actually the symbol 19. This is in the book Secrets of the Kabbalah. It's actually, and in the 33rd degree, it's actually just 19. The Tetragrammaton, YHWH, or what people will say Jehovah, actually is the number 19.
Not
the
26,
symbol of Allah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Alpha and the Omega. That's 1 and the 9. That's the number 19 too.
Okay.
Many people, these are in my books, in these two books. So once you understand it, actually many news reporters, book writers, everybody, they know these secrets. And the thing is, they use it every day when they're writing things. When we see newspapers, televisions, movies, it's people who are earning salaries $100,000 and above. Many of these experts, they know this secret. They know these 19 rules. You see, yes, and so many people say, they say the stories have a similarity of the story of King Solomon, which is in the apocryphal, in this, the apocrypha book. But the story is in the apocrypha. So, but the thing is, this story of King Solomon mentions the ring that was used by King Solomon. You see, and it's in the apocryphal
Really? So
Testament of
so
Solomon.
Solomon's ring is gonna come back to King Solomon. All right. But
So
I guess
now,
if you look,
yes,
okay, so like if you just did the Hey Vav Hey, or if you did Yod Hey Vav, if you just did one Yod Hey Vav, you have 20. You could do 20. So like you do and so that's like 0 and 20, 19, I guess realistically.
it's not just the mathematics. Now, if anybody reads, the story of Gandalf, Bilbo Baggins, yes, when Bilbo Baggins wears the ring, he becomes invisible. It's a serious ring of power,
Yeah, that's
and
freaky.
yeah, the thing is, there's something else. Like, they say that with this ring, yes, that Solomon could speak with animals and other creatures. That's why we have
Hmm.
these strange creatures in all these, legends that people call Anglo-Saxon or Celtic type of legends, or things like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Stephen King movies. So the thing is, oh yeah, the story of Solomon speaking to the animals, it could be found in Jewish history and even in Islamic history, but in the Christian history, it's not there. For some reason, it's been removed. Yes, so the thing is, but it's there in Christian and Jewish history. And then the thing is, a question of Christianity and Judaism. Here we see the Star of David, but the symbol of Allah, and the symbol of Allah is actually 19, and it's actually in the 33rd degree. That whoever created these symbols actually knew the secret. Remember last time I showed you the 33 in the symbol of Allah
Right.
in our previous conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these things are not small things. And so that's why when somebody turns around and says, hey, the 19 becomes a 33, and then it becomes a cube. And anybody who knows the masonry and who even knows magic will understand and who even understands the science of water and the 19 to do with water.
20
Yes,
cubits.
um,
Okay. Yeah.
yes, you could read this that the Holy of the Holies, when you go from 19, when it becomes 33, it becomes a cube. That's why the Holy of the Holies in King Solomon's temple was a cube. You see? Yes. So this is very important. So once you understand these things, you will understand many of these secrets, and with that, it helps your life, and you know what things to do and how things become successful because you basically learned the secrets. You see? Yes,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
sure.
So,
It's funny because like all month I've been looking at the Holy of Holies. Been looking at the temple, and so it's funny because you'll think about a number and you'll always forget that it's always a number around the number because there's
but
zero
it's
or there
not just
isn't
a number.
zero. Yeah.
It's actually based on science. I've told people, yes, if you want, you can read my two books, and then I'm going to write another book about this to do with the Lord of the Rings. I don't have the information in front of me. I've told people throw a stone in water or examine how the water flows and then check the system of the atoms of the water or how and everything, and then you will understand this 19 and the 33rd degree. It's not a joke, actually. This is actual science. So these people, it's not. You could call it Kabbalah. You could call it. All they're doing is using science. That's all they're doing. Anybody could use it, and you could become successful in life. You can become it. You see? Yes. Now, how you interpret the 33rd is your choice. So now here is the story of Tolkien's wife that they're telling us. Yes, and they're saying yes that she became an inspiration. Yes, to
Oh
be
dear.
the elf character in in his story. Yes. And so the thing is, what we're told about her, at first it sounds like maybe it's just a coincidence, but it's not. Soon you'll realize that they say that she was 19 years old um, when um, when she married Tolkien.
No.
Yes.
How old was he?
Either he was 19. No, I think she was 19 when she met him.
And he
Edith
must have
was
been older,
19.
right?
Ah, yes, or when he was engaged. God knows. Oh, there's nothing wrong. I mean, 19. If she's in love,
Yeah,
it doesn't
right. Yeah,
matter if
right.
he's 50 and if they're happy. The
Amen.
truth is, some people might not like it, but the reality is many women like older guys, and I mean, I like older women. Why should I lie? There you
Right.
go.
There you go.
Yeah, and the thing is, if anybody tries to stop me, I'm going to say, hey, mind your own business. you know, the thing is, the thing is, at least I'm admitting this. So now let's go back to Gandalf. This is a very serious story. Yes. The thing is, yes, if people have read many of my other books and everything, they'll soon begin to understand that they're being played with. You're being played with because these people are making money from you, and it's just simple mathematics. The secret is just simple maths. Once you've learned it, you'll say, "Is that it? I can't believe it. I can't believe I never knew." Yes, and the thing is, they're not even teaching these simple maths in schools. So now Gandalf, yes, he's like the Merlin. He's the Moses. He's the Abraham of this place. Now, what do we know about the story of Gandalf? You could read this. This is very important.
For 19 days, Gandalf's body lay on the mountain until his spirit was sent back.
To complete his
19.
mission
He had to
in
complete his
Middle
mission of the
Earth.
Middle Earth. Right, right. Sorry. But the
Yes,
19
and
days
and
is
the
the
thing,
vibe
and
there.
you must remember the Middle Earth. It's because now the thing is, unfortunately, many people don't want to hear this. Yes, many people don't want to hear this. Yes, it's like if you live in China, you will call it the Middle West. If you live in America, you'll call it the Middle East, depending on where you're looking at it from. So now even Stephen King talks about this, the Middle Earth. Yes, I made a video about Stephen King with Nachiketa. So actually what to do is upload that Stephen King video, Nachiketa, on your channel a week after this video, then people can see it because this is very important. So now when you go to the Middle Earth, what you will see is everybody going round in a circle. Can you see it? And it's called
Yes.
squaring the circle. And it looks like a cube, but it's not. Now, that's another reason, another secret of the 33rd degree. Like Islam is the biggest form of masonry there is in the world. Many people don't know this. It's the most successful form of Kabbalah in the world. Kaaba and Allah. That building you're looking at is Kaaba, and Allah is the system. In the Alpha is Alpha, Allah. It is not Ilfa or Ela in the Bible when they're saying God is the Alpha and the Omega. Yes. So the thing is, what we have, the reality of squaring the circle and understanding the universe. Yes, the most successful that nobody has managed to successfully set this system up. The Freemasons and other Masonic groups have tried. Islam is the biggest machinery or masonry, and their masonry and their machinery have set up a system with the biggest brotherhood in the world. The Freemasons are a brotherhood, yeah. They're doing pretty okay. Now, for a small brotherhood, yes, actually a very good brotherhood. That's exactly the same like Islam is actually Judaism, where the love and the brotherhood is actually pretty strong. There's a lot of hatred between many groups and other things, but for the most successful, I would say for the biggest and successful is Islam, and Judaism for small, and everybody else in the world is competing for this brotherhood to do with love and spirituality. Now, the thing is, there are different ways to spirituality, but now that you know the Druid and all these other things are just 19, unfortunately, they made this up themselves. They wrote it, you see? So the thing is, the Middle Earth that the thing is Tolkien talks about, you see, to complete the mission. So the thing is, there is something going on in this Middle Earth or this Middle East. Yes, but the important thing is, let's not forget the important fact is that Gandalf was basically, yes, he died for how long? Because you can't go beyond 19. You can't go beyond the 33rd degree. Yes, many people will say, whatever, but you can't. Scientifically, you can't. So Gandalf, when he went past 19, where did he go? He went to death. You see? He died, and you could read this. Yeah. Yes. But go to the next paragraph. The first sentence. He died. Yes. So now the thing is, the people who wrote this, they knew the secret. You see. So when I keep talking about this story and the 19, I'm not making it up. You see? Yes. You see, are you beginning to see there's something suspicious? So now there is the war. Gandalf died. There is a war going on. If people understand the stories that Tolkien's talking about. Yes, so now you could read this in the book, The Battle of Bywater. Yeah, killed. The main story is that 19 were killed, but many people don't realize these things. Yes. So you don't realize these things, but why did these people, yes, choose this 19? But it's not that. It's like when you watch the entire story, you watch how the battle is, the other hobbits, the other people, everything. You calculate all the numbers. When you understand the numbers, the number 19 and 33, then you will understand why the other numbers are 18, 17, or if there's 15 this or 14 this. All of it you'll understand once you understand these two numbers. So that's why many people are asking, yes, why was Tolkien so cruel in sacrificing 19 of these hobbits? Yes. And so the thing is, let's have a look at Lord of the Rings. So you could read these stories. Soon you're going to think, why has nobody else noticed? Because you've been brainwashed so much. So check this. During the time in the Lord of the Rings, during the time,
During the time that Gimli had been gone, the dwarves had killed 19 orcs. Legolas had killed
yes,
4. Okay.
yes. So 19 orcs were dead. I mean, who is deciding these things? Who is doing this? I mean, is this a joke? Do you think that it's a joke?
I mean,
You see,
kinda.
why
I mean,
isn't it 20?
I feel like
20 is an easy number.
it's an inside joke. They're trying to say, yeah,
Yes. Oh, what did you say? Inside job? Did you just say?
inside joke. 9/11 was an inside joke. It's like,
Oh, no, I'm talking about the story.
right,
Yes.
yeah. I thought so. Oh, sorry, 19. Sorry, 9/11, 19. And just these things get confusing, you know.
Yes. So the thing is, now you will find many people are they're already saying yes, um, that 9/11 was an inside job. Many people are saying it, and there was many protests. People screaming, 9/11 was an inside job. 9/11 was an inside job, but they didn't achieve anything because they don't know the secrets of simple mathematics, geometry, and how the universe and the world works and the geography of the world. Here it is. 9/11 was an inside job. I'm glad you mentioned this 9/11, that you're saying that the Tolkien is an inside joke. Yes. Um, so the thing is, the main story that they repeated, yes, the moment you look back at the videos back in the days, September the 11th, 911, 911. What does 911 have to do with 19? And Psalm 911? Yes, many Jewish people read it after somebody dies. Yes, I'm very familiar with that. So you could read this. 9/11 is an inside job, and the Lord of the Rings is an inside joke. You said so. Here, have a look. You could read this. Yeah, 19 people did the hijacking. So as you're beginning to see, this is not a joke. You see? Yeah, but once you understand, the main thing is 19 in the circle. There's 19 inside the big circle. So the big circle is not part of the 19. That's why you say 19 plus 1, which is 20, but the 20th one is not part of the circle. It's around the 19. So the thing is, but it's like when you soon see, it's like many people will soon see this. This is very important that there's something very strange. Now, the thing is, there is also a 19 code in the Bible, but many people don't know. Yes, many people don't know. Yes, and even people who are studying in Jewish yeshivas, many of them, even they don't realize it after many years, 10 years of study. But many rabbis who are intellectuals and know this. So now, even in Islam, there's many people who are saying, the Quran has got a 19 code. This is the proof it's from God. No, the Quran manuscript has got a 19 code. The oral Quran doesn't. Now, when we examine Tolkien, Stephen King, and many of their books, they've been written with a similar masonry. Yes, that you will notice this. Like, have a look at this. This is um, this. Wait, I've, I've done that bad. Let me resend it.
Oh, I like the
Yes,
quote.
have a look
I
at
like
this.
where we're going. Quran code 19. What? Hidden mathematical complex code? No, that's right. I've heard this before. I like this idea though. I think there makes a lot of sense. This is like the Omega code, but it's the 19 code. You know.
Yeah, but thing is, it's a joke. This code is a joke. It's because this code is found in a manuscript. In the manuscript, that is, people are going to say, oh, it's from God, it's centuries old. Garbage. This Quran code is only in the manuscript from 1924 in Cairo. When I say only, it's there, that's the main known one. And then there is another 19 Quran code with the French Quran manuscript that's used in Tunis and in Morocco, but that was only published in 1924. It was published, that's explained also in my book, Secrets of the Kabbalah. Yes? So would you actually call this an original Quran if it's only from 1924? Is this a genuine code? Or is this a new book?
I don't
Can
know.
you hear me, Andreas?
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking. I mean,
I,
I don't know.
is,
I mean, is it a new code? Like, how new is it? Okay, so the question is it 100 years old
are
or
you
is it a
trying to say
thousand
that
years
the
old?
Prophet Mohammed, well, it's simple. Did the Prophet Mohammed live in 1924? Is this from him
Well,
in
that doesn't mean.
1924?
Hold on. This isn't necessarily the question. Isn't necessarily that, right? Isn't the question? Does the Quran have a mathematical code in it? Isn't that the question?
No, in the other manuscripts it doesn't. It has it in the new manuscripts. These new
Completely.
manuscripts
Like,
in
so
the
you're saying
20.
completely. Wait. I need you to explain this to me more. You're telling me that the Quran is not the same as the old Quran, which we've talked about because the Uthman Quran is different.
Not old, oral. The Uthman one is also a forgery.
Yeah,
Stalin and
right.
Lenin sent it to Uzbekistan.
Hugely important
Computer.
video, by the way. If you haven't seen what I'm talking about, you got to see David Ewing Jr.'s video with me on the Quran. Like it's early one of his.
Yeah.
I think it's the first video we did. It's really important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the history of the
Um,
Quran and where they are in the world, right? And but you're
right.
talking about the oral Quran, okay? And you're saying the oral Quran.
Yeah, the oral Quran is different. That's explained in my book, 33 Degrees. I show examples. What people are reading in the mosques when they pray, it's not the same as the one that they're printing. Anybody could print a book and tell you this is the Quran. the ones that they're showing online, they have a 10% difference. And the dictionary meanings, the 10% are questionable. That's why you'll see many of these Islamists and Quranists fighting. That's why Islamists are fighting in Afghanistan and in ISIS, and they all give their different Quran interpretations according to these dictionaries and according to these manuscripts. That's why they fight. Whereas the oral Quran, it has one oral sound, unless if you pronounce it differently. But now let's get the thing is this is very important because they're claiming these quotes. Now the same 19 quotes could be found in Shakespeare, could be found in the Bible, could be found in Stephen King. Did you know this? Like, for example, I'm going to give small examples. People will have to study for days and weeks for this. But you could read this. This is from the Atlantic in the United States. It's a very big publication in your country. You could read it about Tolkien's Middle Earth and how he wrote his books. As you can see,
90% of all Tolkien's characters being female. Really?
Yes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're humans or elves or dwarves. Yes, 19%.
19. Okay. All right.
Yes. So the thing is, he calculated these things because he knew.
Like, what does it mean? Like, why 19%? Like, what is it about? Like,
You want to know? You could study the Kabbalah for years. Go and ask rabbis if they will tell you the secret.
I mean, that's a lot.
Or go and ask Sufi imams. They know the secret too.
The gender role of 1 out of... What is the deal there? So the 5 thing, isn't Muhammad have 5 wives? Is that like the sweet one's 5 wives? Is that a thing? So there's some to that. Like there's some to that. Just some because the sexuality, Reiki, and
sexuality.
Well, 5 to 1.
Yeah, that's a long story.
It's like a Jim Morrison song. There's some to this. All right.
Yes. So like you said, the sexuality, male and female. Why did he choose 19% and all these things? Yeah. It's a very long subject, and I've explained it. The sexuality, you'll find it in the symbols and everything. It's in my books. It's too long to go here. Let's not divert. Let's go back to Tolkien and the Lord of the Rings. Yes. So now the Two Towers. You see, it was one of the major movies. Yes. And so it was financed and distributed by American studio or whoever. It was premiered in New York on the 5th of December, just a premiere, but it wasn't released until 18th of December in the United States. But it was filmed in New York, New Zealand.
New Zealand.
So yes. So that's why New Zealand is the heart of this film. So it was released in New Zealand on the 19th. And don't forget, when it's the 18th in Los Angeles, it's the 19th in New Zealand.
Right, I was about to say. So that's interesting too. So yeah, it's always going to be
the time zone. So basically, it was released on the 19th. You see? Yeah, so sometimes when somebody says, hey, this came out on the 18th in Hollywood, it's because they know it's the 19th in the other side of the world. You see, it's because you have to follow the sun and the moon, and you have to follow the 19 and the 33. It's because this is simple mathematics. Simple mathematics, and it's simple science, but many people don't know there is the cycle of the moon. Yes. Every 19 years, the moon comes back to the same position, etc. You see? Yes. It comes back every 19 years. You see? Yes. For the moon and for the sun, we have the cycle of the lunar cycle. There is the cycle of the sun, and it's the
we look at the Metonic cycle earlier, right?
Yeah,
which I got to now wonder about the 235 lunations too. There's got to be some sort of a on either side of that though. On either side of that, there's 237. 237.
There is another thing. There is the other sun and moon cycle, which takes 33 years.
33, right? Yeah.
Yes. So when you put these two together, these are the two big ones. The moon is the moon. You could say represents the female, and the sun represents the male.
Yeah.
Yes. So the male is the sun, and the sun is 33, and the female is 19, which is and the moon gives birth because you're not born without the female. So the thing is, once you understand these things, and the thing is, if you understand squaring the circle, yes, and you understand how these things work. You apply it in business, you apply it in plans, you calculate it in times, and you will be able to, you'll understand how people do astrology. It's more simpler than you can imagine. Yes, and many people have just made it hard on purpose because maybe they just don't want to share the secrets. You see, and yeah, maybe. So the thing is, the two towers. An important part in the two towers. When we see there is Legolas, and in the two towers in this thing. So the thing is, they talk about how many that they're killing. Yes. Um, I forgot what that animal or creature is. Yeah, wait, which one is this? Let's see. They're killing. So how many have they killed? Yes. So Legolas and
Oh man, I
and
remember this. I remember this. That's wild. That is wild. Oh my god. Legolas. I'm on 17. Gimli, oh, I've got no point here outscoring me. Legolas shoots two more arrows. 19! Oh, that's
yes.
Orlando Bloom
So
screaming
now
19. I can't even
yeah,
believe that. I remember that moment. That's so crazy.
yeah, yeah. So the
He just
thing is,
shouts it in the
um,
freaking movie. He shout. It's a line. That's a line. He got paid to scream. They edited it in. It's like a cameo. They probably had like 3 or 4 cameras going, and like cut to the face of him saying it. 19. Like, that was a big deal. Think about how many
yeah,
hundreds of thousands of dollars went into them saying the words 19. That's just
yes,
it's astounding.
because you will not understand the meaning and the power. It's like this. The thing is that that's how even people, politicians, and everybody else are using this thing. And the 19, they're using it. It's like I've just got a new book out, and that shows how it's been used in the world today. It's used in such a way that it's actually shocking. Um, the, the new book is called The New World Order. Yes, in there it shows you how they used the 19 for the moon landings in what's his name, Neil Armstrong in 1969. They used it then, yes, on you, and they used it for the Indian moon landings, and they're using it for many of these agendas. And in what was that disease that came out 4 years ago where they had lockdowns?
Um, let's call it like cooperation 19, but definitely
Yes,
19.
COVID-19.
Oh, I like that. That's
Yes,
cute.
yes, because they know what's going on.
The
They
lucky
know.
Clovid. Yeah.
Yes. So the thing is, if anybody understands these things, they will know many things about other agendas and other plans because it's you stick with these rules and you'll be successful. If you don't stick with these rules, then you're going to be a failure. Yes, it's because that's how the universe works, you see? And so that's all they're doing. There's nothing more to it. Yeah, so Gandalf was dead for 19 years. This is not a joke. Yes. And the thing is, so all these stories and everything, people are reading them, they believe these stories. And but the thing is, they don't understand the significance and how it's being used in your everyday life. Uh, Examples of this are in my book, Illuminati Games. And in the New World Order, I go through it. Many of the agendas and everything, it's based on the number 19 and the number 33. It's based on this cycle, like we've got these environmental friendly cities, and we're worried about climate change and all these things to understand this. And many of the things that they're telling us, yeah, it's actually based on 19. If you understand 19, then you understand it all. Yes. So then there is the time that Gandalf goes to visit Bilbo Baggins. Yes, after Bilbo leaves the Shire. And so
Yeah.
you could say that the 17 years, but the beginning year and the end year,
No
what many people have
way.
noticed.
The amount of time
Yes,
is between the time. It's oh my god. So Bilbo leaves the Shire. Things start changing drastically. There's 19 years between Gandalf's visit. It's all 19 years of
yes,
Gandalf. It's just crazy. It's crazy. 19.
yes.
It's just
Then
like everything.
into
So the whole book's just 19 over and over again, all the time.
they've got other numbers, but the major numbers
Yeah, yeah.
is actually
33, 19.
19.
Yeah.
Yes, and so the thing is, yes, the thing is, what we have to notice is that when we talk about the Middle East, yes, it's not the Middle East towards the east, because Dubai and Kuwait are in the Middle East. Yes, when Gandalf, yes, this is very important. The location is very important because the location is the area in Western Saudi Arabia, Palestine, Israel, Jordan, Lebanon.
Right,
And
right.
so you could read this, the location. Gandalf,
Tartaria. Yeah. Gandalf never went to the east and apparently restricted his activities to the westlands of the Middle Earth, where the remnant of Dúnedain and Eldar. Okay.
yes, but it's the location. It shows it's the Middle East that we know,
The Middle
what
Earth, the
we call,
Middle East. Is that the vibe? What are we trying to say?
yes, the
Okay.
middle of the earth, because I mentioned this in a video
The
with
middle
Raphael
of the
before.
earth.
Earth, it can't be the water. It's got to be the middle of the earth of where we live.
Yeah,
This
where
is
on the
very
map? It's the middle
important.
of the map. Oh my god, it's in the middle of the map. It's the known world. It's Aristotelian. It's the Herodotus map. Okay.
No, 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 it's not that. Wait, let me send you this map, and then people can check these things, and then you're going to think, oh my God,
Really?
not, this is not a joke anymore.
Okay.
Because like I showed you, squaring the circle, like squaring the circle, and then the circle that we see in the Middle East is people going around that building in Mecca, and there's a square in the middle, or it's not a square, it's not a cube. That place called Mecca. My books explains it more, and the thing is, what many people are not aware of is the significance of the location of this building. It's actually something more than have this information here. If I have, I'll share it today. If not, it's in one of the Raphael videos, and I'm going to explain it more in a future book. But the significance of the center of the Middle Earth. Notice they don't call it the middle of the world. It's got to be the Earth, Art, Art, the planet Earth. Yes, the ARD, Art. Yes, and so the thing is, in Hebrew, Arabic, many people will say in their dialects, art means the land. It's got to be the middle of the land. This is very important. Let me just see if I could find it later. If not, then you're unfortunate today. Damn. It's because this would have, let's say, this would actually get. Hi.
Sorry about that. Got disconnected.
Oh, what happened
Oh, I
here?
clicked the wrong
Actually,
button there. I was trying to see if you had sent a new picture.
yes. Okay, yeah. So the thing is now, when we calculate the middle of the world, the land, there is certain calculations that you do. So now, unfortunately, this is the reality. Yes. Oh wait, this picture is inaccurate, so I'll take that one away for now.
Oh, what?
But
I want
when
to.
we
I want to see that. Okay, all right, all right. I can wait. I can wait. That's fine.
okay, no, because
No,
that
it's
one
fine.
has not been
Yeah,
properly.
that's
So I'll
fine.
send it to you here.
Okay.
So now here, what we have, yes, is the average distance from the coastlines of the known land that we have, the known lands that we know. Yeah, if they're lying about the geography, this is based on the geography that we know, where our human race of the humans that we are aware of, yes, who we communicate with and telephone and live together, live on these places. Yeah, in Antarctica, there's not many people, but along the southern side, there's a few bases and a few other things. So now when we have Antarctica, Latin America, North America, Australasia, when we get the Middle Earth and put it to the center, it focuses on the area near Mecca. Mecca is the center of Middle Earth. You see, it's
Wow.
not on the eastern side, it's on the
Middle
western
Earth is
side.
Mecca. That's like the title. I mean, Lord of the Rings, but
Yes.
Middle Earth is Mecca. Like, needs to be in there somewhere. Come on. Middle
And
Earth is
so now
Mecca.
we've got a problem. We've got a problem. Why Mecca? What's it got to do with this Islam? And
Because
these are the
it's
things. More detail.
based?
Yeah,
I don't
more
know.
details are in my
Egypt?
books.
What's the deal there?
It's not Egypt. It's a Mecca.
No, I
So
know,
the
but
thing
it's
is,
on
the
the same
Middle
line
Earth.
of the Nile there, right? So
Well, anyway, let's focus on the Middle Earth. The Middle Earth of where man lives, of where we live, and what we know about each other. Yes. So the thing is, there is a group of people who are playing with the big ring. They're playing with something. So the thing is, the Middle Earth, which is Mecca. So the story of Tolkien, what Tolkien's trying to do, he's trying to save this Mecca or save the Middle Earth from destruction. There is people who are trying to destroy this place, the Middle Earth. And so the story of the Lord of the Rings and Tolkien and all these things is the one ring that these people are playing with, the 119. They're lying with it, using it in maybe history, the media, this, that, inside jobs. And he said, this 19, or whoever these people are, need to be destroyed to save the Middle Earth from destruction or domination. Because if somebody dominates the Middle Earth or destroys it, the entire world will collapse. Many people don't know this, but let's say if this place Mecca in Saudi Arabia collapse or something happens, if anybody who understands the secrets of Freemasonry or the 33 degrees, if there is a problem in Mecca, then the rest of us are going to have problems.
hmm.
This is something that nobody will understand. But that's why I said throw a stone in the water, look around the center, yes, or look how the water works with the circles and the atoms. And then the center, if the center collapses, the world collapses. People don't understand these things. You see?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean,
So
like that's the
the
point of
thing
it.
is,
Yeah, that's the whole point of
yeah.
the entire
So there
book,
is
I
the ring
guess.
of lies. Yeah,
Wow.
the ring. Yeah,
Wow.
go on.
Okay. That actually makes the Lord of the Rings slightly cooler again, because I was getting kind of frustrated with it with the Ring of Power series, but Mecca. This is such a now, yeah,
Yeah,
wild.
the thing is, um, it's clear from the stories, but the thing is, many people aren't. They don't want to see it. They don't want to know. I don't care if
Right.
you don't want to know because we don't like the Middle East. It's not a question of
Well,
whether
I
we
mean, a lot
like
of
it or
things
not.
have changed in the Middle East too. It's like, gotta remember, like this part of the world, there's a lot of things going on in history. You get cradle of civilization. Basically, you can blame it for all of all of anything
Yeah,
that's ever happened to civilization.
the thing is, if we make a mistake, yes, to do with the Middle East, it's because if we make a mistake there, because the world revolves around the Middle East, we might not want to believe it. Trade between the East and the West, North and South, and everywhere has to go to that region.
Yeah,
If we make a mistake, then we're done for.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like,
of course.
especially in Europe, we can't trade without the Middle East.
Yeah,
So now trading between East and West and everything. So many people don't understand these things. But the main thing is that you have to save the Middle Earth because there is the ring of deceit or the ring of these people who have targeted the Middle East or this place. Now, the thing is, this is what we could see. So the thing is, you have to save it from destruction, and there's many people who are involved. And so, what we can see from Tolkien's work, this is what we can see. The thing is, Tolkien says, what does he say?
clicking here, it says Tolkien says that in
Tolkien
essence, the
says,
ring had to be destroyed. It was part of the essential to see the ring to fill the minds with the imaginations of supreme power.
yes. So now the thing is, this ring of power, or whoever these people are, yes. The thing is, in my books, I go into it. In my book, The New World Order, I give examples of what's going on. It's like there are some people in the New World Order who are doing things. And in the book, Illuminati Games, there's other examples of what's going on. There's a certain group of people who are playing games. Yes, and they're playing such games that are filling people's minds, and people think many of these things are true, that they've created fake history, they've created fake everything. So the thing is, what the message from Tolkien is that this deceitful or this ring of power, whoever these people are or whatever it is, has to be destroyed, or otherwise they are going to destroy the middle of the earth, and the middle of the earth has to be saved. You see?
Yeah,
You see?
that's hilarious.
That's the basic message. You see? So yeah, it's hilarious, but the thing is, this is the basic message.
Yeah,
that,
no, it's like pretty clear. Actually, it's weirdly clear. You know how a lot of these things are kind of convoluted with conspiracy, like programming and movies. It's usually pretty hard. This is really Middle Earth. Get it? 19%, 19 this, 19 that, 19 years.
Yes.
It's like, okay.
Yes.
Lay it
Yeah.
on
It's
thick there. It's like
really
British. It's like British. This is the other thing that like lends to the point that this is done by Tavistock or like the British, some kind of weird British signal corps thing. It's so
yes.
pathetically clear. You know, it's like, okay, guys, we get it. You're signaling.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. You've got a punch. But anybody who reads the book, The New World Order, they will see it.
Yeah.
That there are people in parts of the New World Order who are playing games, causing problems, and then there are other people within the New World Order. Same like when you watch Lord of the Rings, there's the good side, who are trying to
Well,
stop the
there's
bad
definitely
ones.
sides that
You
think
see?
they're the good side for sure. Yeah.
Yes. The thing is, if you are good and your heart's good, then you're on the good side. It doesn't matter if you're accidentally on the bad side,
Yeah, if
because if
you're,
you are good,
maybe
you're not
you're an
going to.
orc mommy breastfeeding your orc baby, and like there's an orc war. You know how it is.
But
Be
anyway,
like that.
so about Tolkien, about the life of Tolkien, the thing is, you can see that the history is a fraud. This is the story of Tolkien's life. You could read this.
Okay, so it says he never published another novel during his lifetime, which is whack. But in the 19 years between publication of Lord of the Rings and his death in 1973, he became one of the most celebrated and widely read authors of the 20th century. Just FYI, like, let's tie it into the fact that the Beatles tried so hard to produce his musical and they cut him out of it. So clearly, there's some Tavistock
Oh,
thing
the
there. Like, why
Beatles
would
are
the
another
Beatles be
number
that upset?
19.
Yeah, like, it's like,
The
what's their
story of
obsession? Right? Yeah.
Yeah, the Beatles, the entire story of the Beatles is 19 and 33. That's why they were a success. That's in my book, in which book? Matrix Codes, I think, or Alpha and the Amiga Codes. But anyway, when we go through this so-called history and the stories and that we are finding inside Tolkien, it's very smart. It says one last question is sometimes raised by people who are curious about the Rangers. Did they ever live at Tarbad? Tarbad seems to have been the last city of Dunedain in
Tarbad.
Eriador.
Tarbad.
Notice that,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, notice the names. Yes, the names.
Tharbad, but it's Tarbad. Okay, like bag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Notice the name Bad, and then the thing is Buddha or Islamabad or Dunedin, and
Yeah.
Irish names are Eriador and Erin in Ireland. You have to notice that these Irish and these Arabic type of names, these are two things that you'll notice. And it says it was deserted in the third age year 2912, which was 19 years before Aragon was born. Where did its people go for 19 years? This is a question many people are asking. It says, that is a good question, but unfortunately, we don't have enough information to provide anything other than wildly speculative answers because Tolkien is dead. We can't ask him anymore. You see? But it's the question of 19 years. You see? Yes. So, and who is Aragorn? So there's all these stories. Now, one day, if there is another reset in the world, you could just give this as world history. People will believe it. Aragorn was the son of, or Aragorn the Second was the son of Aragorn, Arathorn the First, and Gilrain, who was the last chieftain of Dunedain and a direct descendant through many descendants. You see, and Tarbad seemed to be the last city of Dunedain in Eriador, and it was only deserted in 2912, which was 19 years before Aragorn was born. Whatever that means. Yeah. I'm not sure I even understood the mathematics in that. But see, yeah, but the thing is the 19 thing. So the more we go through the stories, yes, the more we'll see that there's something wrong. Like the War of the Dwarves and the Dragons is the name that was given to the conflict that took place between Durin folk and of the Grey Mountains. We all love stories of dragons, and it brought about the death of King Dain the First and resulted in the Durin's folk returning to the whatever. I'm not sure why I saved that, but it's got a relevance. Yes, calculate the dates. So from 2570 to 2589.
No.
Yes,
from
the War of the Dwarves. How many years is that?
19 years. Had to be 7
yes,
89.
Yes. So the War of the Dwarves, that's the conflict.
Which is like, there's a whole thing that's kind of fun. I don't know. Like, I can see now in my own life patterns of 19, or like years before my life and my parents' life, and into years into the future of me.
Oh yes,
19's like
it's natural.
It's wild, yeah. This metatonic scale is
part
wild.
of the cycle and the system. You see, so the thing is, the Dragon Wars, yes, was for 19 years, and as you notice that the 19, yes, it's explained in my books more properly that when it becomes the cube or the Kaaba, yes, or when it, when you square the circle in masonry, yes, it becomes 33. So the hobbits, when do they become gentlemen?
33rd birthday.
Yes. So they wrote it. They knew. It's because 19 is 33. You see? You see? Yes?
Yeah.
You can see it. And so now the thing is, we have 17 years, including the beginning and the end. Yes? The thing is, it's 17 years, yes, that it took Gandalf to figure out that there is just one ring that you have to destroy. Yes, but if you calculate the beginning and the end here, yes, I've sent you the next page from the 17, including the beginning and the end. Many people are pissed off because, yes, you could read this from movie to the book. I found Gandalf.
So Gandalf took 17 years off. It did not take 60 years for Gandalf to guess the ring.
17. But okay. You have to include the beginning year and the end year. So go to the next page.
Okay, so yes. 19 years on the throne, 50 years of the Sun Crown, 19 years to work out which ring it was in Middle-earth. Yeah, I remember Bilbo, I think, was it Frodo? I think Frodo is like 55 before he leaves home, right? Like it's pretty, like they get pretty old before they do anything in that. Yeah, it's true.
Yes, but the main thing is people are upset. Why did it take Gandalf up to 19 years to figure out, yes, to figure out the story of, which ring that they had to destroy, who it is that's causing all these conflicts and these wars, and who these people were that wanted to destroy this place in the middle of the earth. You see? The middle of the earth. Yes? You see? So these things are very important. 19. Yeah. So they're using this because, as Mark Twain said, if you understand these 19 secrets and apply these 19 rules, you've made the best novel or the best art. You see? So now about Tolkien's real life. Where did he get the idea from to write The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings. You could read the first sentence, that's enough. Yes, the first 2 lines.
Lord of the Rings, 19 years on the throne, 50 years old
No,
Sun Crown,
in
19 years to work
1911,
out.
notice
Oh, the
the
next page.
9/11.
Next page. It hadn't loaded yet. Sorry. When his mother became ill, then in 1911, Tolkien was 19 years old. Okay. So
Yes.
9/11.
And what did they do? They sent him to Switzerland.
Yeah.
Yes. When and from there, from his trips and everything, they're saying that set up the background
Yeah, which makes sense because
to
Switzerland has all of the tunnels. Oh, and they go into the Hall of the
yeah,
Mountain King. For the
yeah.
love of God,
So
it's
so
just so it's
so,
so blatant. It's crazy.
so now the thing is, yeah, it's a bit obvious. Yes, the thing is, it's a bit obvious what's actually going on, but it's mathematically arranged because it's beautiful to do it with that maths. Because once you do it with that maths, then you've got everything correct. You can't go wrong. You see, it's you can't go wrong. Normally, you'll be successful as long as you follow these, these universal regulations. They are actually universal regulations, yes, of how the universe works or the universal science. So now, yes, many people are asking, yes, the thing is, there's a between Frodo leaving the Shire, many people say that Bilbo leaving during the party. I mean, Bilbo leaving. Yes, many people say that there's 19 years, but excluding the beginning and the end year, it's 17 again. You see, so it goes from 17 to 19. There's reasons for it once you understand these numbers and everything. Yes, so you understand. So now the thing is, even when we watch television, yes, and all these other things, so and the way the movies came out, what you will notice is these things. You can actually read this, the series. Yes.
Let's see here. Cheater's Guide, Middle Earth series
Rings
comes
of Power.
8 years after the conclude, so half a minute, and The Hobbit in 19 years after the last Lord of the Rings film. 19 years after the
Yes.
last Lord of the Rings film. Yeah.
Yeah, the Rings of Power, the
So
series.
so it premieres on the 19th. After the original premiered on the 19th, within
Yes.
19 years between.
19 years. Yeah, so here it is. People are watching this. So that means all these producers, these managers, they understand the secret of success. They know even the calendars to follow, the clock to follow, how to even do the characters, what percentage to have them male and female. And just in case you have more females, let's say you have 35% females, but then you will turn around thinking in the background, will we have the green coloring 19%, or the opposite end of the spectrum to be like more black, or the black and the green, to be like mystical. So once you understand these codes, yes, then you will understand. You will become basically the Lord of the Rings. You will become, yes, what they call a Grand Master, or what they call, a Master Mason. Yes. So these are the things. And now, so the thing is, so the series, The Lord of the Rings, the drama, it basically came out 19 years after the last Lord of the Rings film. You see?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And so the thing is, many people are questioning what is going on and all these other things. So now let's, even in C.S. Lewis, in all his books, you've heard of C.S. Lewis, yes?
Yeah, of course.
Chronicles of Narnia and all these other things. All these things, they're the same. It's based on the same mathematics, you see? And when you see it, you're going to think, what the hell? Here, you could read this if you want.
Let's see here.
This is Tolkien and
C.S.
his
Lewis,
friend
19 men
C.S. Lewis.
became members of the Inklings.
And who
Interesting.
are the Inklings? Read it, the paragraph before. The Inklings?
Inklings, informal group of writers that included C.S. Lewis and J.R. Tolkien that met at Oxfordshire in 1930s and 40s. Yeah. Okay, so they're like probably writers. They use ink,
Or 19 men. Who said any of this story is true? But this is what they're telling us, that these 19 men, 19 writers. So, very great writers like Tolkien and C.S. Lewis, who wrote Chronicles of Narnia. Have you heard of C.S. Lewis?
Yeah. I love those
The
books.
Chronicles of Narnia.
Yeah,
You can't
they're
forget
gnarly.
all the
Narnia's
yeah
gnarly,
all
bro.
the yeah many of his books. Like many people will say that The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. You must know that one.
Of course, it's great. It's great. I like the BBC '80s or whatever rendition. You know, it's pretty funny.
Yeah. So the thing is, these movies, these TV shows, everything. eh, Tolkien and C.S. Lewis, um, they're in the same gang. Now the thing is, who were they really working for? Did they really write these books? Even in their books, the Chronicles of Narnia and the other thing, yeah, you'll notice this the story of the rings there. It's not 19 rings, but it's something else. But if you understand these things, you will understand the secrets very well. You see? So the thing is, if anybody wants to pause and read this in their own time, I'm sending more information, or I'll read it very fast. At Oxford, Tolkien became friends and colleagues with C.S. Lewis, best known for his fantasy series. So they formed this organization of 19 members. Now, I want you to read the last four lines.
Some that men had a more spiritual. So, all right, there's little evidence to support the suggestion by some that the men had a more spiritual purpose to their meeting, or an inkling of the divine nature. The inklings continued to meet regularly for 19 years. Together with Tolkien and
Ah,
Lewis, some of the more distinguished members of Inklings included Neville Coghill, Hugo Dyson, Owen Barfield, and Charles Williams. These are famous people.
what
These
you're
are
beginning
these are
to
like the
see.
J.K. Rowlings of their time, right?
Yes. Yeah,
like
they are
the Ringo Stars of their time. I don't
yes.
know what you want me to say.
Yeah, there's 19 of them. They meet for 19 years and they're using the 19 code.
Yeah.
And what does it have to do with the nature of the divine? You see, the spiritual purpose
Right.
or something. And
Yeah.
so the thing is, so
Inklings.
the thing
Little
is,
feelings. Right.
when people understand these things, I could just go on and link Tolkien and these other books that there's strange things. Dior, during his reign, which lasted 19 years, raiders from Dunline occupied, yeah, and so these are in many of the things that have come up from since then, and other things, and many people have made their blogs. People are writing these on their blogs, but it's interesting. Yeah, Tain for 19 years, yes, he was staying during the War of the Ring and held the Tuklan, yeah, against whoever. So some of these things are very suspicious. Yes, the thing is because now the stories are in many of the series and many other things have been written apart from Tolkien. Yes, and you've got to remember Harry Potter 19 years later. Now, if Minas Ithil was conquered in SA 3029, that leaves only about 19 years to accomplish this, and it seems unlikely. So there's other things, stories that people are trying to figure out, and other things that have got to do with 19, 19, 19 that just doesn't make sense. You see? Yes.
Yeah.
So now the thing is, I forgot if this is Tolkien's son or grandson, Christopher, who agrees with the 19, remember the 19 artworks.
Mm-hmm.
So about his grandson, who was he? Yes, Tolkien had long desired the publication of the Silmarillion, or Silmarillion, however you pronounce it, the most important work. So Christopher, yes, began the task of turning this the Silmarillion, or whatever, the vast and often contradictory body of works. It's his son, Tolkien's son. Yeah, more or less proper volume in 1977. The majority of the works are Tolkien's own words, but Christopher added things and deleted things. But anyway, getting to the bottom, one such point is the parentage of Gil-galad, which appears somewhat contradictory in the published Silmarillion. The crown passes to Fingon's brother before going to his son, but that Christopher decided 19 years later was based on the passing idea of his father that had never been fully implemented. Yes, so there is many things in that Silmarillion, yes, which Christopher decided to incorporate into the book 19 years later. You see?
Yeah.
You see? Yeah. So when we look at these stories, it's very suspicious. You see, like for example,
It's like a
the
million
kings of
19s this
Rohan.
time.
Yeah, people are trying to calculate how long Goldwine ruled, and they're saying he ruled for 19 years. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gimli
no,
was
I like
19
these stories.
years old when this happened. Yeah, it's just like wild.
Yeah.
Everything.
Oh, yeah. We have to remember when, previously I pointed out that 19 hobbits were killed. Yeah. So, we've got all these things, and so the thing is, same like we have to remember that the book, 19 hobbits are killed, but then the book, The Hobbit itself, is divided into 19 chapters. Yes, and then even when we study when the movies came out, let's say when the first one came out, yes, you could read this. Yes, Return of the King, and the first two films.
Goldwyn resigned, or sorry, reigned for
No, the
19.
next page.
Oh, sorry, moving on fast.
Return of the King.
19 hobbits were killed. 30 were wounded,
No, the next one. I've
and
sent you a new.
The Return of the King, Book 3, Lord of the Rings, Annals of the first two films garnered 19 Academy Award nominations and
Yes,
6
so it
awards.
means that all these people know these things, you see? And so the Battle of Bywater, people talk about it, people mention it in games and all these other things, so it's seen as an important thing. And so people are trying to calculate when the Battle of Bywater happened. Sorry, I sent you the next page by mistake, the wrong one, so I'll send it to you again. But people are trying to calculate when did these things happen. Yes, the Battle of Bywater, for example. Yes, and and people are saying it's one of the most detailed battles in Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. So when did the Battle of Bywater actually happen? What date? What year?
November 3rd, 3019.
In the year 3019, or according to Shire reckoning, the other calendar, 1419.
Oh man,
So
so the Shire calendar is kind of like this is something to lock
yes.
down other
So,
dates.
so,
Interesting.
so in case if people don't realize the significance of this battle, yes, this battle is probably one of the most detailed battle moments in Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. It's like it's so important, and it happens in it's the battle, yes, the last battle in the War of the Ring, in which the 19 hobbits are killed. So and so it's very important. It happens in the year 19 also. It doesn't matter which Shire reckoning or which one not, and it's in the 19th year. 19 hobbits die in the last battle in the War of the Ring. So you see, these things. But when Tolkien formed that group with 19 men, yes, um, yeah, when so his first literary club that he made, yeah, when they say he was age 19. The woman was 19 when she was married. He was 19. He went to Oxford, but at 19 he went to Switzerland. So now they're saying, what do they say? Tolkien was
19. He'd form a friendship with 19 men. First experience, they probably wrote 19 things.
well, anyway, the reality is what they're saying. Tolkien was 19. He would form a friendship with a group of young men that would first illustrate his need for creative support from the peer group. He met Rob Wilson, Jeffrey, whatever, and they formed a literary group called the Tea Club Barrovian Society. So this was before the 19 great ones. But
Or
it, but the thing is,
1718. Feel like a 19 reference in and of itself.
yeah. So the thing is, there is a strange history that people are saying that um, Tolkien he he did a lecture on Beowulf. This is English history. It's a very great English history. Yes, and it's a legend. And mysteriously, I want you to check this out. It's very funny. Yes, and the thing is, Tolkien does what do you call it? Promoting the history of Beowulf and the monsters and all these other things, and he's promoting this history. 3 years later, they mysteriously find Sutton Hoo. Have you heard of Sutton Hoo? They say Anglo-Saxon ship, Viking six ships, and all these things that they said are buried, and we
Wow.
found them buried underground.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're saying they found the ship buried and all these other things. Yeah.
Crazy,
So
right?
yeah, so they're saying so Tolkien is giving a lecture about this Beowulf, and then Beowulf is
What a
used
great
to
name,
promote
too.
animals.
It's like, knock, knock, who's there? Sutton. Sutton who? Okay, alright.
Yeah,
Sure, bro,
but what's
sure.
inside Sutton Hoo? You could
Like,
read this new page.
well, because so
They
much of
only found it
Beowulf,
in
the
1920.
irony being that we had seen Beowulf before from the Cotton Codex, but of course it was lost in the Swedish-British War, right? So luckily at at the Who we found at Sutton Hoo we found
Oh, you think,
19
oh, this is
mounds,
true? Let's see what they found.
19
They found
mounds that had,
19 mounds
and
full
one
of
of them had Beowulf. Yeah.
historical artifacts.
Isn't that just lucky?
Yeah,
Isn't that just amazing? Isn't that wonderful? Okay, well now I feel pretty sure that that's a
they
bit silly. Okay, some weird
not
note.
silly. They've invented everything. They put these things there. You think it's history? You see?
19 mounds. Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe the people who buried it buried 19 mounds.
Ah, well,
Everybody's into 19
next
so
time.
much.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, it's because we've spoken so long, and I
Yeah.
want to round it off. So
All
what
right.
I will say
All right.
is that next time, when we've got time, we'll talk about this Sutton Hoo and this English history. Yes, of the Middle Ages and the Dark Ages.
But yeah, it
We'll
feels like a
see.
bunch of crap, especially considering that they
It,
burned the Cotton
yeah, yeah,
Codex
they
and then
they
they
put it
find
there,
this. It's
and
like new moon landing footage. It seems totally fake.
yeah, to sell their books
Yeah.
and everything's money. Museum tickets, tourists, everything, Viking dramas, Vicky the Viking, I remember 20, 30 years ago.
Freaking Tolkien.
Everything, it's just a business.
Yeah.
And if you understand these secrets, then you're making money, dear. You see? Yeah, so gentlemen, ladies, gentlemen, friends, Romans, countrymen, yes, the secret is there if anybody wants to understand it. For the 19, it's in Secrets of Kabbalah. Yes, for the 33rd degree, for the highest level of that is in the book 33 degrees. Now, that's why you can see that this is something very big. They've spent millions of dollars on this. And there's so many people, managers, artists, writers, photographers, directors in movies, actors, publishers, all these people, they're on 100,000, 200,000 salary, $1 million salaries. They're making money. It's because they know the secret. So that's why people are saying these books are expensive. These two, especially, my other books are not. I gave 20 books for free. I gave 20 for free. Now, these books are expensive because they explain this secret. And then how the secret affects the world today, the different story, that's in my new book, The New World Order. The background to the New World Order is in the book Illuminati Games. If anybody reads that, they understand the New World Order. The New World Order will show you how there is people today who are manipulating and using this ring that the good people in the New World Order want to destroy this bad side of the New World Order that's causing the mess in the Middle Earth. Now, that's why we have to prevent any Middle Eastern conflicts from escalating. We have to make sure that we are not affected by it, that there is people in our side of the world who are thinking the Bible and the Quran, both of them have a 19 code. Yes, they put it in the manuscripts, but in the oral Quran, it's not there. You see, in the oral Quran, the words are even different. That is the actual Quran. Of course, it's pronounced differently in some places. Yes, because of the Jesuits. Yes, the Jesuits were teaching many new peoples. Yes, the new pronunciation. But that is another long story. I will deal with that. That's why I told people if you want to know the Quran, yes. By the way, the Quran tells you, it gives you a warning about this. No, did you know? Oh, this is another thing. Nobody tells you beware of this 19. Do you know this? But this Quran, whoa, Did you know that this Quran tells you, hey, guys, wake up, beware. There's something going on. Wake up, man. Wake up. Are you there, Andreas? Wake up.
I'm looking at
Hey,
the 19. I'm looking at it right now.
wake up, man. It's everywhere. So
Do
now
you have
we've
an
got this
inkling for
strange,
the 19?
so now we've got this strange book, this Muslim Quran, and it tells you something about a fire. A fire, the word it uses is nar. And so the word nar, depending on how you pronounce it, yes, um, means light, a fire of light or nur, but it's talking about a fire, and it gives you a warning, and it tells you about a test, and something to do with belief, something to do with who we are, why we're alive, where we're going when we're dying. It's nothing to do with Jesus Christ. If you love him or not, you could still love him. If you love Buddha or not, you could still love Buddha. If you like South Africa, or if you like the aliens, you could still love the aliens. It's nothing to do with that. This book gives you a warning about this 19, and it tells you that there is this 19, and it tells you this is a trial and a test for those who don't believe. Yes, and those who know. There are people who know. Those who know, they don't need to believe. They already know it. And it says that when you know it, you will know for sure what the truth is. Once you understand this 19, you will know the truth. And this is the greatest warning, one of the greatest warnings to mankind. The Quran tells you, nobody in the world tells you this. Everybody else is using the 19, and there's deceit going on. The Tolkien does it in the form of movies. Yeah, no, in the form of books. And then the producers are putting it in movies, that they're showing you there's a war going on with the evil side. And the thing is, we have to protect the Middle Earth. That's one thing. We have to stop the violence from spreading and the hatred. This year we saw these crazy protests for free Palestine. Yeah, some of them were like paid actors. Yeah, I mean, there were some people being racist to Jewish people. There were some people being nice to Jewish people. There were some people being horrible to Muslims and other things, and some people being nice. Some people were thinking, hey, this is a Christian thing, and Armageddon. Come on, why do you want an Armageddon? I mean, what we're seeing in Gaza is ridiculous. I mean, I don't like seeing babies being killed. I mean, looking at the message from the Lord of the Rings, yes, the message is to stop this destruction, to prevent it from spreading. You see, we have to destroy this ring of power, the evil side of people who are trying to sabotage the current New World Order. There are many people involved. You see?
It's like a trafficking
Yes.
ring. Okay, I get you.
Yeah, it's because people are after power. Even you know that there's people, even in your common workplace, everybody. When we go to work, we want to move up the ladder. We all want to be recognized. Yeah, Normal Finkelstein says it, saying everybody wants that 5 second recognition. You know, when we've got nice clothes, when it's our birthday, we want to be recognized, we want to be accepted. But that's normal. But then there's some people who just want the greed, who want the beyond the 33rd or beyond the 19th, and they want to become like God. They want to be worshipped, and these are the things. They are the ones who want to control that one ring, and that one ring of power is the one that Tolkien is pointing out should be destroyed. You see, it's like in our side of the world. Yes, if you compare it, it's like if you go to some countries, if people are saying that these people are in our side of the world, I'll show you. We're talking right now. You do know in many countries around the world, we won't be able to talk freely. In our side of the world, we have more good people in power compared to bad. We can talk. We've been given this freedom. We've been given these human rights. We've actually, even if there's many actors in government and they're hiding things, state secrets, national security, that's normal. But our governments in our side of the world, I'm not defending them. They're not perfect, but they've given us this basic thing. That's why we can make this video. You see? So there is another side of the world that are trying to stop these freedoms, that are trying to take away these freedoms. They are the ring of power that has to be destroyed. And will it ever be destroyed? Who knows? It's because they keep coming back. It's the Sith, or In Shia Islam, they will say it's the Yesid. Yes, the Sith, the dark side. In Star Wars is the same thing. It's the 19th. In
Yeah,
fact, next time let's do it on Star Wars next time. Let's go through it, and
sounds
then
good.
it's
Yeah, it's
very
interesting to
interesting.
see how 19's coming up and
And,
everything. I gotta look at Terry Pratchett's work again too. Discworld doing 19. I'd
yes,
forgotten about that. I gotta go way deep into Discworld. I mean, and
yeah.
also his he's got like a encyclopedia of magic, which is as he's
Yeah.
like I said, he was
Oh,
dying of
yes.
dementia as
So
he wrote
about the
that.
magic, yes. Many people who know masonry and other things will understand. Who understand science? It's not just masonry. Masonry just means machinery. Now, the core of your heart, the triangle and the cube of your heart or your consciousness. Now, I'm not talking about the superstitious diagrams, Metatron, and all these. Yes, those are many people have pushed it a bit too far. I'm talking about the basic science from the water atoms and everything else that we see around us. Yes, there is your heart or your soul or consciousness, which is the cube. And the word cube is the Arabic word kaba. Yes, and there's these other things. So there is this thing of the black magic or the cube that you have in Judaism that many people will wear the tefillin. There's these things, and if you use it in a negative way, this power, this ring of power, and if you do it in a bad way, yes, it becomes black magic, like you've mentioned the magic. And I've mentioned some of this magic things, how they're using it in the charts and other things in these two books and in videos with Nachiketa. I made some videos about Hinduism and other things, and other things on Nachiketa's channel. If anybody ever watches those videos, then they will see that in Hinduism and Buddhism, Buddha's 19 steps, the 19 steps of the lotus, where they put these 19 lotus things, and in Hinduism, that you've got to protect the 19 parts. Yes, that if you don't, then you've got a problem. So
Yeah,
you will find these things. You will find these things. I'm not sure where it is in Nachiketa's channel, but I made some videos with him about these things. They're somewhere on his channel. And
Nachiketa's got
let
a
me
great
see.
channel, and we highly recommend you guys check out Nachiketa if you haven't already. He's been on the channel a few times himself, but I
Yeah.
know that he's
In
got
fact,
some videos
I'm
with you.
sending a screenshot shot here of his channel. Or yeah, yes, he told me. I asked him on saying I can't find it. Yeah, he's made a playlist of some of
Perfect.
his interviews that he's made with me. Yeah, thank God. I can't believe I didn't. Oh, I'm trying to access the playlist. I'm not so good at these YouTube things. Yeah, try to access it and open the playlist. He's got a playlist somewhere. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Right, let me see. Go back to his channel and then close this video. Yes, and then go to playlist. How do you open a playlist? He's got a playlist of just the interviews he's done with me. View the playlist. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. So, well, what he's done is that we've done a video on theosophy and the Hindu Vedas and the invention of Buddhism, and with the number 19 and the number 33, and many other things, and the invention of modern Islam and the invention of modern Christianity, and Stephen King and the Jesuit fathers and the Quran and many other things. So we've done it, and we've gone through it. There's some things which will be difficult for many people to accept. Some of the stories and the British Quran from 1924, which people are finding online and printed versions of, which is not an old Quran. I mean, can you imagine? And many of these Muslims are going around saying, hey, this 1924 Quran is the word of God. And it's only come out in 1924 when Hitler was in Germany standing for the elections. I don't think Muhammad was around when Hitler was standing for the elections. Do you? Do you? Do you, Raphael? So this Quran could not be the old or the original one. The oral Quran that they're reading in mosques is older. You could trace it back orally at least 200-300 years. Many of the manuscripts are forgeries, the translations are forgeries. There's a 10% problem. Yes, and many people have already modified the meanings of these 10%, changed the pronunciation. The Jesuits We're involved in many Masonic organizations from the British Empire and the French Empire, the Italian Empire, and other things. Because business is business. You see, like for example, the Bustani dictionary family, just the main family, made $1 billion from the main Arabic dictionary to translate this Quran. So that's why if anybody reads the Quran online, be careful with the 10% of the meanings. Yes, and the original words, even in the transliteration online, is a forgery. But it's very important because nobody in the world is warning you about this 19. Nobody is telling you. You see, other people are telling you stories, but nobody has warned you about the 19. It's like if we knew the 19 and the 33rd degree, yes, then we would understand these stories even more. We would know who we are, why we were born, and where we're going when we die. We'll probably know it a lot better, or if we don't know everything, but we'll know a lot more. Yes. So that's that. I don't know what else to say, but you know, that's the Lord of the Rings. That's all I can tell you. And more information about this is mainly in the book 33 Degrees and The Secrets of the Kabbalah, if anybody wants more information. That's all I could say. Any questions, Andreas?
Man, this is wild. I don't know. I'm definitely going to have to check out also your Theosophy and Hindu Vedas stuff. But just thinking about 19, and we've done some things on 19 before, we kind of know that 19's come up with some pretty crazy alchemical Rosicrucian, obviously Scottish Rite. I mean, even the Third Reich is kind of obsessed with 19. Like, there's a whole bunch of 19s. So for it to show up with the British...
I mentioned the 19,
yeah.
When I first explained it 2, 3, 4 years ago to you, you were probably thinking, "What the hell is this?" It sounds
I was like, well, come on, 33, but 19 is really fundamental. Like that's not
19 is the 33rd degree.
Yeah,
it's because you're squaring the circle. The circle is the 19 flowers.
Right.
Yes, that is
so it's the work. It's the actual work that makes the completion.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. But the fact that the British are doing this and nobody really likes to think about it. I complain about this all the time. The idea that Harry Potter.
They're all doing it.
I just mean like Harry Potter being made by the British Signal Corps. I've been pushing that for a while. Banksy being Prince Williams, Prince Harry. I like that one. But the idea that no one talks about C.S. Lewis.
Next time we'll go through Superman, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Superman, Star Wars. They're all 19.
Right.
Many people don't know. Yeah, Superman. I mean, that's, in America, Star Wars will go to Darth Vader, the Sith, Skywalker, everything. And then when people see the 19 and everything, they're going to think, oh my God, this is more than we can imagine. It's like the war between heaven and hell, the Sith or the Satan or the Sith or the Yesid or Yazid. Yes, and we'll go through that another time. Yazid is the character of in the Shiite Islam, where they say Imam Ali or Eli the priest in the Old Testament is the Imam Ali, Eli or the Ali. Yes, and these stories in the Bible or Shia Islam. So once you understand these things and you understand the mathematics, a lot of it is to do with mathematics, whereby they mathematically modified history, because in that way it's believable. Yes, it's believable. The lies are believable. The ring of deceit, or the rings of deceit based on the 19. So that's what's going on. And so to understand these things, it's in the book 33 Degrees and Secrets of Kabbalah. To understand the deceits and the lies that are going on today, yes, it's in my new book, The World Order, and the background to that is Illuminati Games. We'll talk next time.
Thank you, David.